Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Sunday, April 7th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got WrestleMania 40, night number 2, live reactions. Hop into the room, and we are about to get started. And even though the pay-per-view online said 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, the first, day one, night one started at 4:20, and we're here on night number 2 starting at 4:13. So I'm glad that I got all my errands done early, because I did have a feeling that this was going to start a little bit earlier than anticipated. And coming to the ring, one of my favorite big men of all time, not named The Undertaker, it is Drew McIntyre, and we're going out of the gates with a bang. Drew McIntyre versus Seth fucking Rollins. Let's go. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X, as well as the people on YouTube. I love you and I appreciate you. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Alan in the building. What's good? How are you, brother? Good to see you. We'll find out if he's going to finish the story. He hasn't finished it just yet. We'll have to wait and find out. Either Roman will win or Cody will finish the story tonight, night number 2. We'll find out. Let's go. Let's go. Walter, you're back. I'm glad to have you. And I think this is a perfect way to start off night number 2. And I actually think that this is going to be much better than night number 1. You know what's crazy? I was listening to the opinions of a lot of fans, and I was reading a lot of social media posts, and you can definitely tell the fans that have started watching wrestling within the last 5 to 10 years, thinking that main event last night was one of the best tag team matches of all time. If you've only watched wrestling for a few years, you might have thought that, but for a lot of us that are OGs that have been watching wrestling for 20, 30, 40 plus years, that main event was nowhere near being one of the best tag team matches, let alone it wasn't even the best match of the night. So, again, I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. The card looks a hell of a lot better, and I don't know how many off matches we're going to have tonight. You would assume there's going to be at least one, that will be maybe a below expectations, but I'm definitely excited to see, what we're going to end up getting here on night number 2. Let's go. You got Roman and Cody. Io Sky versus Bayley should be fire. Seth Rollins versus McIntyre here should be fire. Kevin Owens, Logan Paul, and Orton should be fire. Styles and LA Knight should be fire. And then you have the matchup, the little 3-on-3. Now, when you have a 3-on-3, right, depending on who's in the match, that was the one that, might underwhelm a little bit, the 3-on-3. But other than that, just based on paper, it looks like 5 out of the 6 matches, or we'll say at least 4 out of the 6. We don't know how Roman and Cody is going to end. Maybe the ending is going to piss people off and Roman will retain. But it looks like 5 out of 6 have a chance to be a 9. And you never know, that 3-on-3, that matchup there could be a little bit better than we think. So let's go. Let's go. Yes, definitely Braveheart vibes. I agree. Let's go. What to do, my guy? Let's get to 100 and donos. Let's do it. Daniel in the building. What's good? Yeah, I think everyone is watching it on TV, on the Peacock app through your smart TV. No spoilers. And the only way that you're going to have that is if obviously you're watching it on your computer. And if you're on the, peacock.com for whatever reason, I think that is a little bit faster. But just like last night, I believe everyone is watching it on their TVs because you got a bigger screen to watch it on. So let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Two of my favorites in the ring right now. One of my favorite big men in wrestling, if not my favorite current wrestler as a big man, Drew McIntyre. And Seth has always been one of my top favorite wrestlers. I'm a big Kenny Omega guy. I like the Young Bucks. I like innovative guys. But as far as like WWE guys, Seth might actually be my favorite current wrestler and has been, ever since he came up through the NXT scene with the Shield and all the different personalities that Seth has gone. Seth looking like fucking Raiden from Mortal Kombat. Let's fucking go. Let's go. 4 title changes. Could happen. Could happen. Sammy beat Gunther. That was good, right? But overall, I mean, I think a lot of people could agree that it wasn't a 10. And even, as much as we want to say, oh, it was a 9.5 or a 9, I don't think so. I think there was moments that made us say, holy shit, like the R-Truth, but especially Sami Zayn. That was the biggest oh shit moment of Saturday night of night number 1. But overall, the main event was dragged on. I didn't think it was very good. The crowd wasn't into it. The main event was boring. So I think it started off with a bang, with Becky and Ripley, and obviously with the ladder match, that was fire. And then it kind of hit a moment where it was a little slower pace, and it got, I don't want to say boring, but it didn't keep you on your heels, right? And then it started to pick up steam. I felt like Jimmy and Jay had no chemistry in the ring, even if they're twins. I thought that match underwhelmed as well. So I feel that it was still decent for WrestleMania night number 1, but I think WrestleMania night number 1 and WrestleMania 39 last year was better. And hopefully they can pick up the pace in night number 2, because I only really see one match that could be a fail or underwhelm. Other than that, I think 5 out of 6 on paper look like they're going to be outstanding. So I hope that, it ends up being a great night and we can make up for it. Hopefully we end up having a 9.5 day or night for night number 2. But, as I looked back and I was going through each of the matches, if you ended up giving it last night a 6 or a 7 or a 7.5, hell, I can't disagree with you. If you ended up giving it an 8 and an 8.5, I understand. But I don't think you can give it a 9, 9.5, or a 10 overall based on the crowd being non-existent. The main event was terrible. Jimmy and Jay, no chemistry. And again, there was a few good matches, but I feel that it kind of underwhelmed. And I feel more people that are diehard fans that have been fans for over 20 years would have said that was a little bit of a disappointment, because we have high expectations. A lot of us have watched every single fucking WrestleMania. So if we're going to, do our due diligence and be fair about it, we just can't give it a 10 just because we want to, or a 9. We have to be critical, right? And we already know if there's going to be 6 or 7 matches, you're going to hope that you have, most of them be bangers. But in reality, if you have 6 or 7, you're going to have 2 or 3 they're going to be, oh my God. You're going to have 2 or 3, that are going to be so-so. And then you're going to probably have 1 or 2 that will really underwhelm and be shitty, up to our expectations as fans. So I'm hoping it's going to be much better here tonight. I think the energy is going to be lit, and I'm really happy with this opening match here tonight. Let's go. Yeah, I think that one has a chance to steal the show. I agree, right? Obviously lower names, but when you're looking at the card, they better do a lot of double team, triple team moves, and they better make it high paced. Otherwise, that will be the one that might underwhelm out of the other matches. So, Megan in the building, what's good? Rock, AJ, Roman, Randy, Ultimate Warrior, huh? Finley in the building, what's good? See, that's what I'm thinking too. I really wanted to give it, an 8, 8.5, or 9, but I had to kind of go over each match and how did it make me feel, compared to all these other matches? Because you got to think, I've watched thousands of hours of wrestling, just like a lot of y'all. And, I think a 7 is pretty accurate. You know what I mean? Like if the main event was better and Jimmy and Jay had better chemistry and it was an overall better product, then I think at minimum, it would have been an 8 at a very bare minimum, maybe closer to an 8.5. But look at the crowd. Crowd is a little bit more into it, so. And obviously going with Becky and Ripley compared to Drew and Seth, it's a little bit warmer in Philly. So no excuses tonight. I think a lot of the Philly fans that were there heard the criticism on the internet. For the people that were there, they said, hey, you guys suck as a crowd. Like, we don't want WrestleMania to go back to Philly if it's going to be like that. Oh, 1, 2, right out of the gates for Drew. Let's go. Exactly. Remember, we talked about that at the very beginning of the pay-per-view, that they should have made some of the other matches a little longer and cut back about 5 or 10 minutes out of that main event. And again, I know some people, love The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and they love Cody, they love Seth, and, they love the whole experience with Roman. But, for me to see on the internet, on social media, people saying that they thought that was the greatest tag team match of all time is fucking laughable. That shows me that you haven't watched wrestling at all, I mean, hell, even Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page versus the Young Bucks, the very first year AEW came out, that was a 5-star, 6-star match. That was probably the best tag team match I've ever seen in my life. So if you're going to compare that match to what we had last night, and you thought last night's main event was the best of all time, tag-wise, obviously you've only been watching wrestling for a few years. For a lot of us as OGs, we were very disappointed with that match. Let's go. Yeah, I agree. But on paper, just on paper alone, it looks like it's going to maybe be the worst one. But anytime you end up having multiple people, right? 5, 6, 7, 8 people in a match, then there's always going to be chances for really big spots, chairs, ladders, triple team, double team moves. And I'm definitely excited to see where this goes. Oh, okay. Pedigree. Nice. Congratulations. Awesome. But also, Matt, you have to be able to watch it to be able to have, you got to be able to watch it like the rest of us to be able to go over a number, right? If you're not watching it live, right, with everybody else, kind of hard to be able to put a number on it, my guy. You got to watch it with us. That's why I always offer you links when we end up doing the stream, so that way that you can watch along. It's really hard to be able to grade something if you're not watching it with the rest of us. Big facts. Both men kicked out of the finishers early. Let's go. But I definitely think that this has potential to be at a very bare minimum an 8. But I think a lot of us need a little makeup for yesterday. So I'm really hoping it ends up being a 9, 9.5 at the end of the night. And obviously the endings will determine our number at the very end as well. McIntyre, baby. My favorite big man wrestler that's in wrestling right now in any promotion. NJPW, ROH, Impact, WWE, or AEW. I don't think there's another big man that has the type of charisma, right? He's got a great move set, and he moves like a guy that's smaller, like a Seth, or, even Randy is big, but Randy moves fast for a big guy. Drew moves fast for a big guy as well, and he's entertaining. Some big guys are just a little too slow, and we saw that last night. So, and normally I don't like, like a guy that's like an IC title size, like a Cody or Seth, going against a heavyweight size type of guy, but I think these guys are going to kill it. So I can't wait to see what happens here. Big chop. I think most of us are watching it on the Peacock app on the TV. So if you're watching it on peacock.com on your computer or your iPad or wherever you're watching it, it'll be slightly faster. So I think majority of us are just watching it on the TV because of the bigger screen. And the difference isn't too much. I think it's only like 10 seconds or so, 15 seconds. But again, no spoilers if you're watching it on, the .com, through your computer. But I think 99% of people are watching it through the Peacock app, through your app on your TV. Bigger screen, right? The more the merrier. Megan with the share. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, it caught him. Yeah. Nice powerbomb by Seth. Continue. Yeah. Hit him with the pedigree. Yes. Let's go. Randy Orton, has a size of a heavyweight and is probably the most athletic, big guy in wrestling that we've seen. 2. There's not, and that's why Randy Orton is a true one of one, third generation wrestler, Cowboy Bob Orton and all the Orton family. But obviously you see the way that he looks, a lot of working out, a lot of work on his body, and obviously fantastic on the mic as well. And that's why, Randy Orton is first ballot Hall of Fame, and I'm so happy that he's back. It would have been weird for him to just like walk away and retire and never come back to wrestling. Let's go. Yeah. And I think Drew winning would be great because when he was world champ during COVID, he never got his flowers. I loved it, but I didn't love the fact that, the fans weren't there. And then, the automated screens, for like SmackDown and Raw, and then, the fan screens that they had at the Performance Center. I don't know. It just, that was when AEW was king. And I definitely like to be able to see people have their moment and have their shine. And as much as I love Io Sky, I would love for Bayley to have her moment at WrestleMania as well. So hopefully we have a lot of belt changes here tonight. Seth. Oh, nice counter. Oh, went for the Claymore. I mean, anybody else have a big man that they like better than Drew? I mean, Undertaker is goated, right? Well, as far as big men are concerned, and then obviously you've had Kevin Nash, right? Psycho Sid Vicious, Kane. There's been a lot of big guys, Andre the Giant. I guess it just really depends on, your style and what you want. But I would say most people would agree that Undertaker is the biggest big man and the greatest big man of all time. Some people have him as number one wrestler of all time, overall. And, it's hard to argue with that, depending on if you love The Undertaker or you're a Shawn Michaels guy or a Bret Hart guy or a Rock or a Stone Cold. I mean, there's not really one definitive answer of being overall number one. But Drew, CM Punk on ringside right there. Let's go. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. Let's go, baby. Razor Ramon, I feel, wasn't considered a big guy because Nash was bigger. I feel that Razor Ramon was kind of like IC like status like Randy. Like Randy kind of fits in both, just like Scott Hall did. I feel Razor Ramon kind of fit in both categories because he was a bigger guy than Seth or Cody, but he could do heavyweight or intercontinental. Like that right perfect height. I guess it really depends. As closest 6'4", 6'5" you can get, that's when you're going to be considered IC or heavyweight. 1, 2, 2. And also too, when pairing up with the Outsiders and Kevin Nash, that's the big guy, right? And obviously Nash had a few inches on him, obviously height-wise as well. This match is awesome. Way to come out of the gates. The crowd is engaged. And again, I need to see this fucking energy throughout the whole pay-per-view. And I think we're going to get it besides maybe the 3-on-3. That one might not have the same type of energy. That one might even be the second match of the night because they, usually the second match of the night is the worst match, right? The best matches is either supposed to be the main event, right? Or the first match of the night sets the tone. Those are usually supposed to be the two best, either at the very end or the very beginning. And then the second match, depending on if they follow the format, usually is the worst match of the night. So we'll see if that ends up being the case or if they end up doing that match a little bit later. Let's go. My Twitter is right there on the bottom left. Is at Orion, ORION _NWSF. Or if you just type in NW space sports space fanatics on Twitter/X, you can find me there. Or Northwest Sports Fanatics, NW Sports Fanatics on Instagram. And if you follow me there, I'll follow you back. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Seth Rollins, one of my favorites. Drew McIntyre, my favorite big guy. So, I mean, I'm in heaven right now. Like I said, Seth has been, I feel, kind of overlooked for years and years and years, and then they had to create a belt for him. But again, after Roman, there's many people that could lead the company, but obviously one of the natural choices, besides Cody, if he ends up finishing the story, and if he doesn't, Seth Rollins definitely being the face of the company if Roman is not on TV at some point in the future, definitely Seth would be a very prime candidate. Claymore, 1, 2, 2. Count was a little slow there by the ref. And that's why it makes it exciting because we don't really know who's going to win. Last night we were all surprised with the Sami Zayn, but something, the Dolph Ziggler trunks for Gunther, that was kind of like maybe the tall tale sign, not wearing the standard black trunks and going with the Ziggler trunks. And something kind of felt off with me, but I honestly didn't know if Sami was going to win. So another Claymore. 1, 2. McIntyre. Let's go. That could have been a little bit longer. I mean, it still was a decent, match. About 15 minutes after the intros or whatever, 12 to 15. But Drew McIntyre getting his moment, and deservedly so. Seth had the belt for a long, long time. He did a great job, and I couldn't think of a better person for him to hand it off to, would be Drew McIntyre. And so does that mean Drew McIntyre versus Gunther? Is that what we're going to get next? Big guy versus big guy on the next, rivalry? Is that what we're getting? The foreshadowing? I'm just trying to plant the seeds here. Is that what we're getting? Lots of finishers. Let's go. It's like the one time that, like, Seth, if he loses, I'm okay with it. I'm not going to be okay if Seth loses to certain people, but if Seth loses to Cody, Seth loses to Drew, I'm okay with that. And, for a guy that worked so hard, coming up into WWE, got fired, right? Had to reinvent himself, come back, got better on the mic, got better in the ring. He is the best big man that's in professional wrestling today, on the mic and in the ring. His moveset isn't boring like Roman, and he actually gets to win in front of fans, and I love it, man. I was really hoping that he would be a champion again sooner than later, because he got robbed in COVID. No one got to celebrate, him. And I think that, if you really want to be honest about it, out of all the big men that have ever wrestled, you can argue Drew McIntyre might be the best talker as a big man ever, as far as a big guy. Is there anyone else that you can think of off the top that was a better talker that can, cut a promo either face or heel with a good inflection and tonality in his voice and make you believe than Drew McIntyre? I don't think so. There's a lot of guys up there that we looked up to, like, Kevin Nash and Undertaker and whatnot for big men. But as far as like microphone skills for a big guy, to me, he's at the very top. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. And it would have been CM Punk, because we would have had CM Punk versus Seth, and CM Punk would have won. Yes, agreed. Agreed. Injuries are a motherfucker, right? Well, again, Priest may or may not cash in. We'll have to wait and see. So we'll see, what rivalry we're going to end up getting. But again, I don't really like necessarily the Gunther Drew. It's like big man and big man. I mean, it'll be physical, and we've seen it with like Sheamus in like a three-way match, right? But I want Drew to go against like the guys like Seth and Cody, rather than just going against Gunther. But who else is Gunther going to end up going against, aka Walter? It kind of makes sense that you could have big man versus big man around the same build, the same size. But I think Drew puts on better matches with guys that are, that are a little bit smaller, that are more like IC champ kind of style, like Seth and Cody. And he just proved it right there. He's fast enough, like Randy Orton, that he can make any match like fun and exciting. I love it. Let's go. Starting it off with a bang. Drew versus Punk. Well, Punk is kind of too old, though. You know what I mean? Like CM Punk, some people love him, some people hate him. And obviously the rivalry will be there. But to me, CM Punk can't move fast enough in the ring. And he's a little slow. Now, if this was CM Punk, but like way back in the day before he did the pipe bomb and he left, right? Then I would say, yes, CM Punk and Drew. Yes, yes, yes. You'll be hitting me with the Daniel Bryan. But to me now, being a fan of AEW, and WWE, CM Punk is too old. He's too slow. And yes, he's a name, and he's still a draw. But as far as wrestling and being a technical wrestler and being entertaining, he's a little boring for me. Just to be honest, Punk beats Drew, and then Gunther beats Punk. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure if Punk really even deserves a belt, honestly, just because you're a big name. I like guys that earn it. So I would honestly, even though, Gunther to me, aka Walter, is a little, he's kind of generic to me, you know what I mean, and whatnot. But here we go. I guess this is the rivalry that we're going to get. He's like, let me beat you with my little arm cast here. I mean, you guys let me know if you think that I'm wrong and whatnot. But you guys, are you entertained by CM Punk? You guys like CM Punk in the ring? I think cutting promos, he can still cut promos. Oh, here's Damian Priest. Is he cashing in? Uh-oh. They better not. They better not do Drew that dirty. Are you going to do him that dirty? He just won and then he's going to lose? And 90% of the people that cash in, they actually are successful. Let's see. Priest. Drew. He's up. Oh, what a choke slam. 1, 2. Man, I wish it was someone other than Drew. I wish that was like CM Punk in that situation. And we already knew Priest was going to cash in, and they've had to pivot the storyline a little bit. So I'm happy for Priest to be able to cash in and be successful, since most people are 90% of the time. When they cash in, they are successful. Just kind of stings a little bit that it had to happen to Drew after he finally had his moment. It lasted 10 seconds, and then here you go. But it's going to make some exciting wrestling where we're going to get Punk, Priest, and Drew, maybe in a three-way, and then maybe for the belt. So there's going to be a little excitement there, moving forward. So we don't know how long Priest is going to have the belt. He might only have it for a month. He might only have it short term, and maybe Drew will get it back, or maybe CM Punk will get it. But hey, it's all about that excitement, right? And it's WrestleMania, so awesome. Well, it all depends if you like Drew McIntyre or not. If you're not a Drew McIntyre fan, then you probably love it. But if you are a fan, it stings a little bit. Because Priest isn't better than Drew McIntyre in the ring or on the mic. Like Drew, you got to think like Damian Priest is like IC title kind of guy. Damian Priest is not heavyweight championship material, at least in my opinion. You know what I mean? He's an IC title guy at best, or tag title guy at best. But like world champ or heavyweight champ, not really. Ripley can handle the role for the women's. But for this, to me, this is a transitional belt that will only be on him for a temporary amount of time until the next 1 or 2 pay-per-views. And then someone that's better will end up winning. So, but again, it's cool that Priest cashed in. I just wish it wasn't against Drew McIntyre. So, as you got to think, and the reason why I feel the way that I do is just, you got to understand about cutting promos, being a big guy, being good in the ring, and not being boring and tall in the main event like we already saw. Do you want to watch Omos, in the ring, or do you want to watch someone that actually can move around and have some excitement? So at least he won, for the first 15 seconds in front of the fans, but I would have really loved if McIntyre would have had his moment. But again, I guess if you're going to cash in, you're not going to cash in on the Raw after WrestleMania, which they could have done, but they did it on WrestleMania. So I think that's my gripe. I would have rather had them cashed in on the Raw after, and that would give you that excitement, instead of let Drew have his night. And then if you're going to cash in, he at least got to celebrate it for a night, not 15 seconds. I think that's my gripe. But in the end, you already knew that the cash-in was coming since it didn't happen yesterday. So, man, well, we're off to a bang, huh? Let's go. And Drew will win back, and then maybe they'll have a 3-way, or we'll see who gets involved. You got Gunther, right? You got Drew, you got CM Punk, and you got Priest. So they can definitely run the storyline and pivot the storyline many, many ways. You think Priest is a good talker? You think Priest is a good talker, Lenny D? I mean, at some point you got to cash in if you win the Money in the Bank, but Priest doesn't really do it for me. You know what I'm saying? But also you're a Finn guy too, and a lot of people don't like Finn. So you like him, but I wouldn't put him as one of my top guys. I'm not going to go and say I hate him, but I think that, Ripley is the best one in Judgment Day by, a billion. And Dirty Dom isn't ready yet to hold a belt. You know what I mean? But I guess everyone's going to have their opinion on who they like and who they don't like. But I just wish Drew would have been able to have his moment since he got robbed during COVID and he got robbed again. Here we go, 6-man. I told you it was going to be the second match. Usually the worst match will be the second match of the night, and that's the format. So hopefully this isn't, the worst match of the night. But on paper, it looks like it could be. But hopefully it entertains, and it ends up not being the worst match of the night. Hopefully it ends up being a sleeper. Different strokes for different folks. That's true. Yeah, I'm a Judgment Day fan too. I mean, it's like my favorite faction. You know, I like the colors. You know, obviously with the black and the purple, it's got an Undertaker vibe. I like the members that are in Judgment Day. Don't get me wrong. You know, but Ripley is the best one in the group. Even if she didn't have the belt right now or never got the belt, to me, she is by far the best one in the group. But again, you know, guys can get better and girls can get better on the mic and in the ring. And eventually Dom will end up being Intercontinental champ and maybe even one day a heavyweight champ, but he's just not there yet. So Calvin in the building. What's good? Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Snoop D-O double G. How much did Snoop smoke before he came out there? Do you think Snoop knows where he's at? All right, Philly street fight. And again, I'm glad that, you know, we're having a 3-on-3. So it's going to be better than if it was just like 1-on-1 or 2-on-2. So Reefer boys, follow back. Bully Ray, Bubba Ray Dudley. EC Dub. Where's Devon? Get the tables. Yeah, I figured that was you. I followed you back. Busting out some of the surprises. I like it. And, you know, and even special guest referee stuff, you know, they're not going to do it all the time. Like when they had Mike Tyson, right? But pretty cool. 3D, baby. Yeah, and you got to remember, you know, with Christian and Edge and the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon, right? And the Hardys, you know, the original TLC, you know, we're talking about hardcore and obviously having those 3 tag teams go about it and the way that they did, a lot to live up to in those kind of expectations. And there hasn't been very many people that have had matches to match up as the TLC matches with the Dudleys, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian. Okay, no worries. I don't get too distracted in streams that often, but when it ends up being something like WrestleMania, something big, then I'm always going to be looking back and forth at the chat though when I have a chance. Hockey from home in the building. What's good? Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. He said Mad Max. Look at the size of AOP. Agan and Bizarre were 600 pounds of destruction. Bubba and Devon. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, you know, with a lot of, you know, former tag teams, a lot of times there ends up being a falling out, you know, when you end up having a career, you know, with another individual. I mean, even if you end up being brothers, you know, like blood brothers, you know, or if it's just for the tag, but yeah. Yeah, Scarlett is something else. A little beautiful, yes. Yeah, I mean, they fumbled the bag with a lot of wrestlers that could have had a bigger push, but they have too many wrestlers and not enough belts and not enough TV time. So, Cowboys for life. Alan, you already know I'm missing football always. But again, besides the NFL and college football, I love wrestling. And again, I've been watching, wrestling and football and sports, since like 85 and since I was like 3. And I'll be honest, sometimes even wrestling I like even more than football, depending on what time of year it is. So, I mean, I collect the figures, I collect the memorabilia, I still watch, and I will continue watching until the day I die. I think Matt watches it, but he might be the only one that's watching it right now. I don't know. There's just too many other things that are going on for me to pay attention. And shout out to South Carolina for winning the women's championship, 87-75 over Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes. 38-0, an undefeated season for Dawn Staley. And then we're going to have Purdue and UConn on tomorrow, 6:20 p.m. And we'll either do that for a stream tomorrow, or I'll end up doing the Mariners and the Blue Jays. But goddamn, the Mariners have been getting their ass kicked as of late. They ended up getting a win yesterday, so they didn't get swept, but they absolutely got fucking destroyed today by the Brew Crew. Shout out to the Brewers and the Brew Crew. Goddamn, they look good. But you already know that the Mariners are fucked when they got the third baseman, Josh Rojas, pitching in the game 40 miles an hour, in like the 7th or 8th inning. It's definitely a problem. Mariners got a long ways to go. So we got Finley and Matt are the only ones watching UFL so far. What do you guys think about it? But yeah, don't backtrack, Matt, that you're not watching. You've watched games. Don't be shameful of it, right? We have to be able to ask people how it's going, right? If not, some of us aren't watching. It's like, you're not watching wrestling, but we are. But if you're watching football because you love it so much, college, high school, pro, right? We need people to watch those things, so that way we know what's going on. Don't be embarrassed that you watch the UFL. I mean, if I didn't have all these other things going on with baseball and the NHL and wrestling, yeah, I probably would be watching a little bit of UFL as well. But I got other things that I think that take a little bit of priority. Don't be ashamed of it. Let me know how it's going if you're watching it. All right, here we go. Snoop. He said, "Get busy, Dan." This is going to remind me of like Snoop Dogg narrating the nature, like the, like fucking Animal Planet and like the nature channels and stuff. Like you've seen those videos on YouTube where you have like snakes and shit going against the fucking desert and Snoop is narrating. I feel that this is going to be like that. Oh boy, he's ripped already out of his mind. They say 2 pregame spliffs for Snoop before he comes out on commentary. Yeah, Alan, did you watch the documentary on Peacock? I highly recommend if you haven't watched it. It's awesome. It's probably one of the best wrestling documentaries I've ever seen. And I don't cry that often. You know what I mean? And there hasn't been too many wrestlers that have had a big impact in my life. When Macho Man and Elizabeth died, I cried. Big, impactful person in my life. One of the best at cutting promos and being in the ring. Randy Savage, the Macho Man. Oh, yeah. Right? I definitely shed a tear when Scott Hall, Razor Ramon passed. That's a big part of my childhood in my life. And I think that, when I watched that Bray Wyatt documentary, I fucking was pretty much crying throughout the whole thing, and again, some people, don't have Bray as like one of their favorites, but I guarantee if you watch that documentary, he will become, a lot higher in your pecking order if he isn't already. Oh, right on the back of the neck. Karrion Kross. Oh, Lord. Snoop Dogg. Oh, Lord. 2. Yeah, but that Bray documentary had me in my feelings, man, in the feels, And I loved it that they had the Undertaker narrate it, and then a lot of Bo in there, his brother, the family, IRS with his dad, and John Cena was in there. He had a lot of different personalities kind of chime in on what Bray meant. And the cool thing about Bray is that not only he was one of the most caring wrestlers for other wrestlers and the production guys. He was just a really infectious, likable guy. But I think that he was one of the most creative wrestlers of all time, if not the most creative. And I think that that's something that we can't forget about Bray Wyatt, a.k.a. Wyndham Rotunda. Rest in peace. Oh, baby. Hit her with the trash can, baby. And if anyone's got a Twitter/X, do your boy a solid and like and retweet the stream if you can for me. I would really appreciate it. It'll help us get more people in the room, even though we got 161. So I appreciate that. Looks like we got 2 people that have done it so far, Matt and Megan. I appreciate the 2 of you. Shout out to all of y'all that are in the room on Twitter/X, as well as the people that are here on YouTube watching along as well. Let's go. Lashley, there we go. Let's go, baby. Maximus in the building. What's good, brother? Snoop obviously ripped out of his mind, you know. Like I said, he's going to be doing the hilarious commentary throughout the whole thing. Wow. Big spot there. Yeah, and obviously what happened yesterday, that was kind of foreshadowing of what was probably going to happen today. Yeah, I think Montez Ford is one of the more talented wrestlers that hasn't got a push. And I think that if he ended up going solo, you know, even if they still had the tag team or the faction, right? But if he ended up going on a solo run, Montez Ford could be an IC champion. I don't see any reason why he couldn't. You know, I think he's got good mic skills. He's athletic. He's entertaining. You know, and hopefully Montez will end up getting a chance, you know, to be IC champ sooner than later. Watch your back. Let them know. Like, sub, share, retweet the stream for Oh Doggy Dog. And let's get to 100 downloads. Let's do it. Yeah. No, the only reason I have people, like and retweet, so that way if you have any, if you have any other followers that we can get more people, you know, to end up watching it, just all of us together. So, you know, I usually try to shoot for about 4 people. You know, if we can get 4 people to like and retweet it besides the mods, including them or not including them, you know, that'll, depending on how many followers each person has, that'll help kind of, you know, just kind of extend the stream a little bit further. Here we go, carrying Cross. Oh, baby. Cross's work on the chair has been magnificent. 1, 2, 2. Yeah, and also on the Twitter/X, you can't like the stream from there. You can't donate unless you send me a Cash App. So you can't super chat from there. And again, you know, it would just be nice, you know, to be able to, you know, have people, you know, linked together so they can like, sub, donate, comment, share, everything on the YouTube side, if it could be linked with the Twitter/X side. And hopefully one day they'll do that. Oh, big spear. Jacob, we're watching WrestleMania night number 2. He's like, what time are you streaming the draft? Dude, the draft is a long ways away, brother. All right, we're talking WrestleMania here. And when the draft is on, I'll probably do night 1 or day 1 and day 2 of the draft. But, you know, when it's on, I'll be on probably 30 minutes before it starts. So, I mean, I do pretty much everything. Basketball, baseball, football, hockey, NASCAR, everything. Oh, boy, is fast forwarding. What's up? He's all, when's the NFL draft stream? He's fast forwarding. I mean, we're in the moment right now. We're trying to make sure we're in the moment for WrestleMania, not the NFL draft. Come on, my guy. Maybe Jacob isn't a wrestling fan. Maybe that's why. Get the tables. Let's go. Tables. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate that. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate that. Now we're at 4. I appreciate that. So Alan did it, and then we got Walter to do it, Megan and Matt. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Man, my childhood. Oh, he said, you too fat. He's like, the table was broken. You too fat. Get a different table. That's when they cut the table too deep, right? In the pre-show, they're like, make sure you get a little notch in there so that way that it'll break easily. They broke the table prematurely. Get another one. Get another one. Get the table. Let's go. All right, no problem, Megan. Again, like I said, this is a little bit different than a normal stream that we have. Obviously, when we end up doing a wrestling stream, a lot of the focus is going to be, on the event that's live. And, WrestleMania is like the Super Bowl for, NFL fans, for wrestling fans. So no worries. But I will be back tomorrow for either the championship, Purdue and UConn, or the Blue Jays and the Mariners tomorrow. Wow, look at that height by Montez Ford. Eddie Guerrero. 1, 2. All right, so far with the first 2 matches, yeah, I know Cross was big, and but again, it was kind of funny how it, you could definitely tell with the legs, being a little wobbly. But so last night, underwhelmed, right? For young fans, they thought that was the best tag team match of their lifetime, which it wasn't. It was a little boring, but overall, I think most people had the pay-per-view at like maybe a 7 or an 8, but a lot of us were hoping that it was going to be a 9 or a 9.5. You're not going to ever have a 10 typically, on all the matches for a whole entire night, right? So far, it's kind of mirroring what we got last night for the first 2 matches, with Becky and Ripley, and then with the, with the tag match with the, the ladders and everything last night. Those first 2 matches kind of set the tone, right? And then the first 2 matches here are kind of setting the tone. What would he give a grade on the first 2 matches so far? Probably similar numbers to the first 2 matches yesterday on night number 1. This one, I think, and then obviously having Bubba there, for a little nostalgia, and obviously using a lot of props and had a few nice spots in the match. Pretty good so far. Look at the height. Get Montez a fucking belt sometime soon. Let's go. Well, you got to think this was going to be the worst match of the night. So just saying that, you might not like any of these guys, in the ring, or whatnot, but for what the match was, it was pretty entertaining, considering this is supposed to be the worst match of the night, match number 2. So, but I felt like Seth and Drew, and then the Priest cash in, that was money. I don't think you can, deny that. And then some people might be meh on this one, and maybe some people have it as a 7. Maybe some people has it as an 8. You know what I mean? And maybe some of these competitors aren't your favorites. But as far as what you got to see move-wise, not the wrestlers in the ring, but the moves that were done, they did a pretty good job, considering this was supposed to be the worst match of the night. So. Yeah. It's like the gimmick, you know what I mean? It's like, with him, I don't think there's going to be some diehards that like him and whatnot, but with just so much competition, you know what I mean? Like with him, I don't even know what to think about it. It's like he needs to be a part of something like the way that Judgment Day is formatted, that type of dark vibe, you know what I mean? And they got like a black and white, kind of Mad Max vibe, but the fans don't really give a shit about it. You know what I mean? Like you can go a dark kind of vibe, but again, they have to be able to believe what you're saying in your promos and in the ring. And for me, he's a little slow, you know what I mean? As far as promos, I don't think really anyone cares. And that's a shame. You know what I mean? I just feel that sometimes, you're going to connect with the audience and sometimes you're not. And I just feel that, whether it's just the gimmick or him or a combination of both, I don't think he'll ever be over with the fans. So unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, for me, first two matches for me were pretty fucking good. I so far, first one coming out of the gates with the energy, I liked it. I would give the first one a 10. I loved it. And then that one, even though I might not like every single wrestler that I saw in the ring, and then you had Snoop on commentary, and then you had the guest referee with Bubba and whatnot. And some people might have thought it was boring, but for the spots that they had, it was decent. Somewhere between an 8 and a 9. If you don't want to give it a 10, I mean, it was still entertaining. I mean, imagine if they didn't do any high flying moves the whole entire match and they barely used any of the weapons. Then you could be like, oh, that was boring. That was like a 7 or a 6. So coulda, woulda, shoulda. Finlay, yeah. Well, just like Robert Roode, right? And a lot of the guys that were like super popular in NXT, but it just didn't carry over, to the audience. Not everyone can have the juice like Enzo Amore and Big Cass. We know Enzo couldn't wrestle, right? And Big Cass was a poor man's Kevin Nash, but on the microphone, Enzo was fucking king. Enzo didn't even have to have music, cutting promos. He was magnificent. And I actually missed that time period with Enzo and Big Cass. When they had, the whole audience, on their heels the whole time. Obviously, as wrestlers, not very good, right? Enzo couldn't really wrestle. Big Cass was, not the greatest. But as far as like microphone skills and getting the audience engaged and being able to hang on every word, there's not a lot of people that had that same type of presence that, were not considered superstars like them. They were probably the best as far as engaging with the audience and not being a superstar and getting that type of response back in return. Enzo is crazy good on the mic, man. Let's go. Let's do it, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Let's go, baby. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X, as well as the people watching on YouTube. So far, so good. So first match for me, I loved it. With Drew, obviously I would like to have Drew hang on to the belt for at least a fucking night before the cash in. But with all things considered, you already kind of knew that Priest was going to cash in. It's WrestleMania. It would mean more at WrestleMania than on Raw, right? More eyes watching. So I think the first match and everything that happened, 10. And then with that one, even though it could have been the worst match of the night, still a decent performance with all things considered, with all the props that they used. I think second match for me was a solid 8. I don't think I would give it a 10, you know what I mean? But it was entertaining. And now we got LA Knight. And then are we going to have LA Knight and AJ next? Who's next in the lineup here? Yeah. All right, let me take a look at the card here. All right, so we already got Seth and Drew out of the way. And then we got the 3-on-3 out of the way. So, based off the card, if they end up going with AJ Styles and LA Knight, that would make sense, going that route. And then probably going with Logan Paul and Randy Orton or Kevin Owens. I would either go with that match next or the Styles and LA Knight. But, Orton, Logan Paul, and Kevin Owens would be a good one to go. And then also at some point later, you would assume we're going to get the EO and the Bailey. I wouldn't want to see that one just yet, but you never know what the rotation is going to be. But obviously, typically when they have a teaser, of someone, usually that is the next match, but not every single time. So let's go. Belt changes galore. Six-man match was better than the Usos match. I agree. I felt that Jimmy and Jay's chemistry was terrible. They may be twins and they may be brothers, but that match was boring. You know what I mean? Like, that did not live up, to, WrestleMania standards. A lot of people like Jimmy and they like Jay and yeet, no yeet. But I feel, just because we like wrestlers, we can't give them a free pass if the match wasn't that good. Like I said, if a match is good, we're going to call it out. If it's not good, we have to be critical of it. But, Yeah, I would agree that last match was better than the Jimmy and Jay, and obviously they had a few matches yesterday that underwhelmed. The main event underwhelmed, and the Jimmy and Jay, I feel that one underwhelmed as well. I would agree. Much better, obviously in a group setting instead of one-on-one or as a tag team together rather than actually going one-on-one, Which you would think it would have been better because they know each other and, they're twins. They spend all their time together. They've been wrestling with each other since they were little kids. You think that they would have put in a little bit more time on the match together. But again, it definitely underwhelmed. I would agree with that too. Yes, I want Io Bailey to be the second to last match. Leading into, I want Bailey to have her moment if she ends up having her moment, and I like it that Io got a chance to have the belt, right? And and it's still Asuka is still getting ripped off, and she hasn't had her WrestleMania moment. And at some point, Asuka needs to have the belt for at least a year on the women's side before she retires. She is arguably, if you're looking at it, a skill set wise, she's arguably the best wrestler that they have. She might not look like a Playboy playmate like Mandy Rose. She might not be high flying like Bianca and Charlotte Flair. But if you're looking at the skill set, she deserves to have the same type of run, like a Bianca or a Charlotte Flair or a Ripley. And I feel that if there's a big four, Asuka's the fourth. And at one point she'll have her due. But I think it was cool that they gave Io as a smaller wrestler and also being Asian, to get the notoriety, because a lot of times they kind of pass over the Asian wrestlers, which is a kind of a shame, right? Because a lot of them are just as good as anybody else that's out there. But, for Bailey, I really hope that Bailey has her WrestleMania moment. All right, here we go. LA Knight, yeah, versus AJ Styles, two other wrestlers that should be very entertaining to watch. I feel that, LA Knight is a kind of a knockoff of The Rock and Stone Cold. But again, Rock and Stone Cold, different era. And, you have to still think you have to have charisma. And yeah, you have a catchphrase, but if you're not good in the ring and not good on the mic, they're not going to chant for you. Like I said, there's going to be catchy chants, but if you're not good, they're not going to chant back. So you have to, have some type of skill set, there. And LA Knight is, pretty good on the microphone. So, even if he is a little bit of a knockoff of like a Rock and Stone Cold. Yes, 0-6 is fucking criminal. And a lot of them aren't one-on-ones, and some of them are. But hopefully, Asuka, ends up being the one that beats, Ripley. Or, if Bianca or Charlotte end up having the other belt, that she ends up getting it from one of those three. Asuka deserves to get her run against one of the top, but we'll see. This should be good here. Let's go. I'm more of an AJ Styles guy myself. I think LA Knight is more of a gimmick. I'm not really a big fan of his necessarily his move set. I mean, he's over, you know what I mean? But if I had to choose between AJ Styles or LA Knight, I mean, I'm going to go AJ. I think LA Knight is kind of a fad. AJ Styles is an icon and a legend. You go back and look at Bullet Club and everything that he's done in his career. Imagine if he would have came over to WWE when he was younger. I feel like AJ Styles, he's got that Randy Orton it factor, So I don't want to shit on LA Knight. I mean, LA Knight, he's over big time, but I'm more of an AJ guy myself, type of guy. Let's go, baby. AJ got that athleticism. Just crazy entertaining. There's just certain guys that don't really ever have bad matches. Seth Rollins, never a bad match. AJ Styles, never a bad match. Randy Orton, never a bad match. Think about that for a second. When you think of your favorites, how many bad matches have they really had? And there's some guys that, they just don't have bad matches and they carry the other guy as well. The phenomenal one. Let's go, baby. AJ's a Hall of Famer, man. Fucking special. Sasha. All right, here we go. And the thing for me on the LA Knight side, I need to see you sell. You know what I mean? Like, you can do the punches and you can do the kick to the stomach. You can do the, moves, here. You can point to the crowd, LA Knight, yeah. But what are you going to do in the ring? And can you sell? And again, like, I feel like LA Knight has got the popularity of like a megastar, but I don't feel he really checks off all the boxes to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if anyone has LA Knight in their top 5. Is he, a gimmick? Yeah. Do the fans love him? Yeah. You know what I mean? But like, overall, the total package, Lex Luger, the total package, does he check off all of the boxes? I would say some of the boxes, but not all. But I do like this rivalry right here, and I like this one-on-one. Similar body shape, similar size. And we'll definitely see AJ turn it up at some point in the match. Is LA Knight the most overrated popular wrestler in wrestling today? That's a good question. Comment below. Is LA Knight the most overrated, like, popular wrestler that's in wrestling today out of any, organization? I'm not saying he's terrible. You know what I mean? Because again, if they thought you were terrible in the ring and on the mic, they wouldn't chant back, but fans love to be able to be a part of something. They love to be able to chant and have catchphrases and to be able to, interact with the wrestler. But LA Knight ain't no Rock. And, LA Knight ain't no Stone Cold. And I'm not talking Rock last night. I'm talking about like back in the day. But one thing that I will praise LA Knight, just like DDP, not every big time wrestler gets a push when they're 20. Sometimes you don't even get it when you're 30. Sometimes you got to wait until you're 40, 41, 42 years old. But if you make the most of your run like DDP did, I'm a big DDP guy. And I love the way that DDP, not just necessarily with the DDP yoga, but DDP saved a lot of fucking lives. A lot of people that had depression, abuse with pills, abuse with alcohol, Jake the Snake and a lot of other guys. And he tried to help out Scott Hall as well. I think that DDP overall, as far as guys that are in their 40s and kind of getting their first big push, I would say that, the similarities are there based off like popularity. And obviously not everyone's going to get that big time push when they're young. Sometimes you end up getting it at the latter part of your career. And I like that LA Knight is, getting that. So I don't want to shit on him, like on that. He's definitely had a great year, and I'm happy for him. Yeah, I was about to say, I thought Sasha won at least one at WrestleMania from my previous like knowledge and remembering. But someone will have to look that up. Oh, ooh, a big knee. Oh, there we go. 2. Now that was nice. You know what I mean? That was nice. Like, that's a move that some people would doubt that LA Knight could do and do like smoothly. You know what I mean? For his frame. You know what I mean? He's kind of built more like a heavyweight rather than like an intercontinental guy like AJ. Who's like, AJ's got a frame of like Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. LA Knight's a little bit bigger. So when you end up seeing moves like that, it definitely is an eye-opener. That was great execution by LA Knight there. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X, as well as the people watching on YouTube as well. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, and hopefully we can end up getting to the goal. Obviously, we need the first person to start the dono train, and then hopefully we can get a few people to follow suit after that. Here we go, AJ. Little German. Hang on, baby. I like it. 2. The kickoff show. What time was the kickoff show on? Like I only started turning it on I'm not sure what time that started off, like at 2 p.m. or 3 p.m., but I didn't actually turn on my my Peacock on my TV until like right when it started at 4. I'm starting Sons of Anarchy because I already watched Mayans. So I started Sons of Anarchy from season 1, episode 1, like a week ago. And I actually was trying to tune into a gun running episode. So I'm always trying to squeeze in as many shows as I can as possible. So if you're talking about something that was on at like 2 or 3, like an hour or 2 before, no, I did not see it. 2 hours before, no, I was watching Sons of Anarchy. Bite his ass! Nom, 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 nom. So you can donate through Cash App, right? You can go there, or you can do it through the super chat on here. So it kind of just depends on whatever preferences are. Yeah, a little money thing next to the chat bar. You know, if you choose to, if you don't want to, you don't have to. You know, and stuff. You know, like, sub, donate, comment, share. You know, what anybody does, it's greatly appreciated. But obviously, me doing this as a full-time job, it's always nice, you know, to be able to, you know, get a little something so that way I can pay bills and, you know, and survive and whatnot. But again, it's just whatever, you know, anyone feels. If you feel like liking and subbing and donating and commenting, great. If not, I totally understand, you know, and if you're not, you know, liking the stream or sharing it, hopefully one day I can earn that right to do that. And if you're not donating today, that's okay. Maybe I can earn a donation in the future. Oh man, I love it, dude. Like I love Sons of Anarchy, man. But like I said, I watched Mayans, you know, all the way through. And back in the day, I watched a little of Sons of, but I didn't watch it like every episode. So it's like I was sporadically watching it, so it didn't really make sense to me of what was going on. So I figured I would restart it from the very beginning and just binge it from season 1 to the very end. That way I can, like, you know, follow the storyline properly. It's been on my bucket list for a couple years now, but I finally have had some time to, you know, be able to do it. Nice submission here by AJ Styles. Shogun is great as well, but you have to make sure you put your phone down. Subtitles in Japanese, and you got to make sure that you're paying attention. And it's awesome. Shogun is great, and X-Men 97 on Disney Plus, the cartoon based off the X-Men cartoon that was on in the 90s, is very good as well. And the Cash App is in the ticker down below, right below, as you can see. $sign ORION or the YouTube Super Chat if you feel inclined to. Oh, baby. Yeah, I think right now they're all the way up to like episode 7 or 8. It's incredible, man. And obviously with me, you know, obviously being, you know, half. So, and my mom is from Osaka, like right where the show is from. And that's like in the 1600s. So it kind of hits home a little bit for me. Like, I don't mind, you know, watching shows, you know, of different ethnicities. You know, if you have something that's, you know, back in the day with, you know, people in like England or, you know, in Germany or in Japan or wherever, you know, as long as it's written well and the actors and actresses are good, you know, I'm going to, you know, give almost anything a shot. And, you know, if it has a little brutality to it, you know, I'm definitely going to be intrigued with that too. So, like, I love Mayans. I love Sons of Anarchy. I love that motorcycle gang type of theme, you know, with the crime and the drugs and the gun running and the betrayal and, you know, kind of that click vibe. You know, I like all of that type of stuff. And then Shogun, man, they do a great job in that too. Shows you how ruthless it was back in the day in Asia and in Japan specifically back in the 1600s. Young Bucks, Kenny Omega on the Cody Rhodes package. Oh, nice. Yeah, and I got a lot of Asian movies, kung fu movies. You can never go wrong with Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan or anything like that. But the way that Shogun is done, it seems like it would be on like HBO or Showtime. But FX, they put out good material, man. Like FX is a very underrated channel that puts out great shows. Slide back into the ring. There you go. Ooh, big kick there by AJ. Let's go, AJ. Show me. Oh, knees up by LA Knight. Nice counter. He's a fractured rib. The impact hurts no matter what. In this instance, AJ Styles took the brunt. Man, not even track started like that Liberty Bell. Big right from the God. Yeah. Now, boo. Yeah. Boo. Nice. Little bicycle kick by AJ. Oh shit. Here we go. Oh, what a counter. But it shows you if you got wrestlers that are like intercontinental, championship type of size, or, broad shoulders like LA Knight, where he might be more of a heavyweight, you have to make matches fast paced or the crowd is going to be bored. Not only there in Philly, but us watching at home. You have to make things fast paced. And the faster the match is, the better it overall is going to be, as long as the moves aren't sloppy. LA Knight, yeah. Yeah, it should be able to go through. I don't know, maybe it's internet. I'm not sure if you're trying to do it from your phone or on your computer, but I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Match was pretty good. I would have rather had AJ Styles win, but LA Knight is so big that it wouldn't really make sense for AJ to win at this point in his career. AJ has already kind of, seen it, already done it. LA Knight is kind of the new thing within the last year, so it kind of makes sense for LA Knight to win at WrestleMania after being one of the more popular wrestlers, if not one of the popular wrestlers of last year, of 2023, transitioning into 2024. So I think that last match, it wasn't bad. You know what I mean? But I would say an 8. You know what I mean? Could it have been a little bit better? Yeah, I think so. But it wasn't a 10. I don't think I would say it was a 9. But I would say it's a solid, 8, 8.5. It's what you thought it was going to be. It didn't really exceed the expectations, and it didn't go under what we thought it was going to be. You figured it would be somewhere between an 8 and a 10, but more than likely it wasn't going to be a 10. It would be like an 8 or a 9. So a solid 8, 8.5 in that match. So you started it off with a 10, I believe, with Seth and Drew. And then obviously with the 3-on-3, that one was, maybe an 8, 8.5. And then you had another 8, 8.5. So far, pretty solid. And as long as the rest of the pay-per-view hits with an 8.5 or better, which I think it will, then overall the pay-per-view should be like a 9.5, at the end of the day, to make up for yesterday that a lot of people thought it might have been like a 7. So yes. Yeah, if you do it on regular YouTube, it'll allow you. And then again, with the Cash App, as long as you're putting in the correct spelling and whatnot, then you would be good there as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now, let's take a look at the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2023.
Oh, baby. Thank you, man. I wasn't expecting that, because a lot of times when people say that, they're going to maybe donate, and they usually are like, oh, here's $1, or here's like 99 cents, or here's like $2. Thank you so much, man. That really means everything. Because again, I don't do this for fun. This is my full-time job, and I've been grinding for 12 years. I went full-time 3 years ago. It took me 10 years to go full-time. A lot of blood, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears, basketball, baseball, football, hockey, wrestling, and thank you so much, man. And then to be able not only to donate, but then to donate $99 more than I thought that a donation that was going to come through. Thank you so much for your support and going above and beyond. And again, and then maybe that'll start a dono train for others to be able to show some love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is this your first dono to me on the channel? Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Sometimes people have different usernames where they donated under a different username, but a lot of times I remember, if people have donated to me before or not. But Walter in the building, stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little Cactus Jack, bang, bang, $100 dono. And usually that's the goal that we set every day on the stream. We try to go for 100. If we get there, great. And again, we've had donos as 99 cents, but the highest dono we've ever had on the channel was 1,300 for a single donation. And I think the highest that we've ever hit was almost 1,600 in one single stream. So some streams, we'll get a lot, and other streams we'll be at 0, but you try not to be at 0 as often as possible, especially if this is my full-time job. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And again, I don't really take a lot of breaks. I work almost every day. And if you go look at my library, I'm just on the cusp of 4 million views. I still got another like 60,000 views to get. And you got to understand, when you're only getting 100 to 1,000, views on certain like live streams, unless you end up getting into the algorithm, it's going to take a while to hit that number. But again, we're over 20,000 subs. We're approaching 4 million views. I've already put out, over 2,000. Let me look. How many have I put? I think I put over 2,100 videos or live streams since 2017, which would mean that I've been pretty much putting out a stream almost every day for 6 years straight. But thank you, man. I appreciate you. You the man. What do you want to see for photos, man? So usually, if anyone donates even as low as 99 cents, right, I'll end up throwing up photos of your favorite things. Since we're doing WrestleMania, how about we end up doing your favorite wrestlers, whatever they may be, either current or in the past, and then I can dig and look and see if I can find some HD 4K greatness of some of your wrestlers. If you got like a top 5, or a few wrestlers that you want to see, just let me know. But I appreciate you very, very much. And again, a lot of times when we have people coming through and they've never donated before and they ask to donate or how, I would say 99% of the time it ends up being like $1, which is fine. $1 is better than none. You know what I mean? So this was very unexpected. But thank you so much, man. Not only for coming through yesterday, but hanging out with us here today. And hopefully we can get a chance to hang out with you a little bit more often, maybe other than wrestling streams if you have a chance. Appreciate you. Walter coming through. What an OG, man. That's what we call going above and beyond. And all the people on Twitter/X saw it. All the people in the room saw it. And it means a lot. And specifically here, Odin. Odin is my first OG like Maud that like donated big to me like years ago. He was the first one that believed in me before anyone else. Like he was the first one to drop me like a 20, a 50, or like 100. So everything is kind of coming full circle, and I appreciate you. Much love, dude. I'm glad that we have people like Walter that can step up and do something like that. Bull Nakano, legend. She looks great for her age, too. She lost a lot of weight. There's Dwayne Johnson's mother. Who's your top 5, Walter? Who are your top 5 wrestlers of all time? You got a top 5? Let's get to know Walter a little bit. Who are your top 5 wrestlers? Doesn't have to be in any order. Heyman, baby. I'm an ECW guy through and through, baby. And the GOAT, the best talker in the business, Paul E. Dangerously, a.k.a. Paul Heyman. The best talker as a manager of all time, and you'll never see one better than him. GOAT, legend, icon. So good on the microphone. And it was crazy. Paul looked like he was 50 when he was like 20, in ECW. Obviously with the receding hairline and the ponytail. But he's always had the magic. Even when he was in his early teens, 18, 19, 20, and then to his mid and late 20s with ECW. And I'm really happy that, he has a job. It was one thing when they ended up getting bought out and then, with like Bischoff and some of the others that were running like WCW. But, to actually have Paul Heyman, Paul E. Dangerously, still be relevant after the buyout with ECW and everything. It's just awesome to be able to see his evolution in sports and obviously in the wrestling world. Yeah, I mean, for one of the most hardcore ladies of all time, and I mean, she lost a lot of weight. She looks great for her age. If you haven't ever watched a Bull Nakano match, look it up on YouTube. Man, she was, I mean, like you said, we've had a lot of guys, Cactus Jack, Terry Funk, a lot of guys that were very hardcore. Bull Nakano was kind of like the hardcore wrestler for females back in the day. And there was others, but she definitely left her mark for sure. Like I remember with her and like Medusa back in the day and a lot of the Japan matches, like barbed wire matches, exploding ring matches, all kinds of craziness in Japan. Top 5, Doink, the Bushwhackers. Hey, don't be hating on the Bushwhackers. I love the Bushwhackers. Luke and Butch, I got their figures right here, right behind me, right? Actually, in front of me. I love the Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch. I used to run around the house and attack my dad with that particular move. Coco Beware. He said, Big Cass in the Hurricane. Sting, Razor Ramon, Raven, Bray Wyatt, Chris Jericho. Nice. Yeah. You got some pictures or you got some moments. Let me know what you want to see. And then as long as I can type it in to a search, I can pull up stuff. So if you got some specific moments like Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels, like ladder match, something like that. Or if you got, old school Sting, with the red, white, and blue. Or if you're thinking of like the Crow Sting, going against the NWO. But you let me know what you're thinking. But for the time being, I'll throw up a few photos while I'm waiting for you to type. I'm a big Razor guy, like big. Like again, like I don't cry over too many people. I think now I've only cried 3 times when people have like passed on. Macho Man, right? Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, and Bray Wyatt. I mean, so you have to be pretty fucking special to me for me to shed a fucking tear. Let me tell you. Oh, baby, the bad guy. But anybody that ends up donating, they can get some HD 4K greatness on the screen. It's like one of those things that I came up with on the channel, kind of just say, like, thank you and I appreciate you. But then also for us to be able to tap into those moments from back in the day.
Let's take a look at the very battle between these three superstars. Once in a lifetime spectacle, Monday night is more raw than ever. We got a banger on deck. Raw live Monday night only on USA. It's championship season. Prepare to be moved.
And we're just at like an intermission period here. So we'll be throwing up photos for our boy Walter. Appreciate you very, very much.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. But we're American, okay? Okay.
Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt.
What kind of American?
The most creative wrestler, maybe of all time. And I feel like besides The Undertaker, with The Fiend, those were two of the most original characters of all time. And I'm going to miss them a lot. I know a lot of us are. They did him dirty with the Husky Harris, though, let me tell you.
With F-150, it's a one-button job. The new 2024 Ford.
Ah, okay. I got you. We gotta see some of the beautiful ladies as well, right? There we go. But I'll get some of your original ones. Well, yeah, I got photos for days for you, dude. I got you.
If you're living with HIV, imagine being good to go without daily HIV pill. Good to go binge watch. Good to go out even later. With Cabenuva, there's no pausing for daily HIV pill. For adults who are undetectable, Cabenuva is the only complete, long-acting HIV treatment you can get every other month. It's 2 injections from a healthcare provider just 6 times a year. Don't receive Cabenuva if you're allergic to its ingredients or if you're taking certain medicines which may interact with Cabenuva. Serious side effects include allergic reactions, post-injection reactions, liver problems, and depression. If you have a rash and other allergic reaction symptoms, stop Cabenuva.
I got to find another one. That one didn't come out. Hold on.
Tell your doctor.
I was like, that one I didn't think was going to come out. Let me see if I can go here. Here we go. The other one, it didn't format, but this one will. Let's try this one. One of his iconic poses, just sitting down into the turnbuckle.
When you're a small business owner, this can be a lot. Like Progressive makes it easy to save with a commercial auto quote online, so you can take on all your other to-dos. See if you could save at progressivecommercial.com.
Shane Douglas, Raven. Logan Paul coming down to the ring.
That's the biggest model I've ever seen. Oh.
little Jericho action. And then we'll get a few more here. I'll need to delete those, and we'll get some more of the other ones that you want. We'll definitely get those here once we get into like an intermission period. Liv, Scarlett, Zelina Vega, all beautiful. Taker, Bray, and Muda. Hey, yo. What about me? What about Raven? Raven's flock. Sick Boy, Raven, Lodi. Oh my gosh, dude. Like, you know, you can definitely tell, you know, if you watched wrestling at the same time of others, depending on, you know, what federation that you were watching and how old you are. You know, but again, if you're over 40 years old, you know, I feel, because I'm 41, you know, I'm going to be 42 in a little bit next month. But again, you know, I started watching when I was 3. So I started watching in 85, like really the prime time to start watching wrestling. And I haven't stopped watching since. So. Let me see how I can squeeze in a sting here.
Well, not only the prime bottle on the map, the center of the ring, but the prime hydration station here at ringside. Doug, right? Remember Doug? Yes. And we needed to see KSI inside of the prime bottle.
Sting going against the NWO. So many good memories, man. And then I got to hit you with one of my old school ones with another one of my favorites of all time. Oh, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Oh, yeah. Blonde Sting from back in the day. Let's go. Go get him. One of my favorite wrestlers as well was Sami Zayn. I love the Canadians, eh? And Kevin Owens, he brings that energy. He's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. And the one thing about Kevin Owens that I love is that he always gives 150% on every fucking match. And I don't know if you can say that about every single wrestler or any other favorite wrestlers of others. You know, it's like this guy brings the intensity. Was he a little bit overweight? Was he a little husky? You know, like Bray Wyatt? Yeah. But he's lost a lot of weight since then. And his move arsenal is fantastic. He's a great navigator into the ring. He's a great storyteller. And I love Kevin Owens. And the dynamic with him and Sami is awesome. Let's go. Let's go through these photos one more time before I delete. And then we'll put some more new ones up once we get through. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. That looks like Crash Holly. Rest in peace, Bray. You the man. Husky Harris. The Fiend. Go watch that special on Peacock. It'll make you cry, but you'll love it. Or that other Raven one was too blurry. That's more like it. Shane Douglas. Jericho. Stinger. Blonde Stinger with a Macho Man. Oh, yeah. And we got Randy Orton coming out. He said, hop on. He said, fuck it. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Who's better than Canyon? Nobody. Kennedy. What about me? What about Raven? Yes. Kidman, Horace, Saturn, Stevie Richards. Who better than Canyon? Nobody. I know. Randy was like, slow down. You're going to injure me. Quote the Raven, nevermore. And then we'll get some of the females up once we go into like an intermission here. All right, baby. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X, as well as the people watching in the room. We got Logan Paul. We got KO. We got Randy Orton. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to Walter. Appreciate you. Let's go, baby. We're just gonna beat the shit out of Logan Paul back and forth, huh? Well, for like the United States Championship, like Randy Orton is like too big for it, you know. But again, like if Kevin Owens got it, not saying that he's not, you know, too big for it either. But as far as like Orton is like world champ, like even if you gave like Randy Orton the IC belt, it would feel kind of weird, like almost like a downgrade, because Orton is one of like the best wrestlers of all time. Like, you know, he's an icon, you know, he's like heavyweight champ, like someone that you would assume that would have the heavyweight championship or nothing, you know. But as far as like Kevin Owens, I feel that, you know, you could put any belt on him and it would be cool, you know, just because he is another guy like Seth Rollins that didn't have a belt for like 5 years before they created one for Seth. And I feel that Kevin Owens and Seth are probably two of the most underappreciated, you know, wrestlers, until obviously Seth got his push and then ended up getting, you know, his own belt created. But for a while, they were definitely very underappreciated. On the table. If you ain't down with that, we got 2 words for you. Yeah, I'm a big Animal and Hawk guy too. Legion of Doom was Road Warriors was my favorite tag team growing up by like a bunch. You know, a Demolition was cool. Bushwhackers was funny, you know, but again, like, you know, back in that early era, I love the Outsiders, obviously with Nash and with Scott Hall, but Legion of Doom with the spikes and the pads. I mean, there was nothing cooler growing up in the 80s and, you know, watching them come down to the ring and watching them wrestle. It was awesome. Yeah, I would say, you know, I mean, hopefully Logan doesn't retain. I'm hoping that you would assume Kevin Owens will win. I mean, I guess if Randy wins, he wins, you know, but it just, again, I don't think Randy needs the United States Championship for his like legacy. It's like almost beneath him. But again, if they give it to him, it's a belt, right? It's another accomplishment on your record. But I think it would mean more for Kevin Owens to get it, just because they haven't given him a belt for fucking such a long time. The Rockers, yeah, Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. I always liked RVD and Sabu when they tagged in ECW. That was incredibly entertaining. Let's keep beating his ass. Okay. He said, no. Hey, Randy. He's like, we're supposed to work together there. He's like, ooh. He's like, I tried to sneak one past you. The Viper. Randy is another guy that should end up having a belt as well. Randy versus Drew, you know, and Randy is one of those guys too, you know, for being very tall and being like a heavyweight. He can wrestle guys that are smaller and still make it entertaining. Judah in the building. What's good? You fucked up. You fucked up. I mean, I'm not really a fan of Logan and Jake, you know, and what they do on social media and whatnot. But what I will give Logan is that he's a lot more athletic and a lot smoother in the ring than anyone ever anticipated. I think that we can all say that, whether you like him or not. I think that's one like compliment that we can give him, that we might not like him, as a person, or a social media figure, but obviously as a talker, he can talk. But as far as the athleticism, I think that's one thing that we can't deny about him. Yeah, 87-75, South Carolina. What they saying? Gatorade? Is that what they're chanting? Gatorade? Is that what they're chanting? Cannonball! Double cannonball, baby. Yeah, Logan's great in the ring. Again, it's like you can just hate on him to hate on him. But again, now if Logan was terrible as a wrestler, I mean, everyone would say it. Everyone would know it. You know what I mean? Like, as far as like, bringing in guys, like we've had Pat McAfee show that he's got some athleticism. Bad Bunny, had some athleticism. So it shows you, oh, there we go. Nice little continuation move from Logan. 2. That was kind of slick. 2. But Logan is good in the ring. And obviously he's already hated by millions of people out there anyways. He's only loved by like little kids, that drink his fucking prime with KSI and whatnot. So, the little kids are rooting for him. But other than that, like, it definitely comes off as a very good heel, already naturally fucking hated. Nice continuation move there on the replay. I like that. But I think that, again, his athleticism and his in-ring ability has surprised a lot of people, even from his very first match. But I would love to have someone other than him with a belt, even if it's the lowest belt, even if it's like the lowest belt that they have, let Kevin Owens have it. I mean, hell, he has deserved a belt for 5-6 years and hasn't, had one. So. Yeah, well, Clark going against a team, so that's why I felt that Iowa wasn't going to win. South Carolina was undefeated and they play like a team. Just like the coach, Dawn Staley, she doesn't call timeouts. She just looks at him and stares him down. You know what the fuck to do. So I felt that, if Caitlin Clark would have maybe passed the ball a little more and they had another person that was close to her skill set wise, they might have been able to win it all. But it was, when you're taking a majority of the shots, it's like you're almost banking on her scoring 40 or 50 and hoping that some of the role players for South Carolina have a bad game for them to win. So. But they definitely changed women's hoops, moving forward. But, the funny thing is that all the ladies in the WNBA and people that have retired are shitting on her. Like, regardless if they're white or they're black, or whatever it is, it just feels like, instead of celebrating her, they're like jealous of her. It's like, can't we just like give her praise that she did good this year instead of saying that she's going to suck in the WNBA or she doesn't really have the true scoring record? Just kind of sad to see like females get so jealous over other females that are successful. Like if one female is successful and you're another female and you're successful, why do you have to be a hater? You can't congratulate her, but I guess that's just how it is. But I saw a lot of articles and a lot of interviews of people shitting on her, which was kind of, not really needed, but it shows you jealousy is a motherfucker, I guess, huh? Get him with a double. Forget. Yeah, baby. And then the men's is tomorrow, Purdue and UConn. And the sad thing is like more people know the women's names than the men's, But we'll either do Purdue and Connecticut tomorrow at 6:20, or I'll do the Mariners and the Blue Jays, even though the Mariners have been getting their fucking ass kicked lately. Oh, nice super kick. Oh, there we go. Another one to the chest. 2. I feel like Randy Orton is almost too big for this match. Like it's almost like disrespectful to him to be in a match like this with Logan Paul. You know what I mean? Like if it was like Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, fine. But, you know, it's like I feel like, you know, it's like beneath him a little bit. But of course, you know, you got to be able to have, you know, people participate in WrestleMania, and you got to have matches for most of these guys, so, and girls. But I think it would be fitting if we could get Kevin Owens winning the belt, even if it's just, you know, universal.
Favorable position, but Orton taking different levels.
Yeah, a lot of pitchers are getting the Tommy John, you know, based off that pitch clock, and it's like a lot of the elite pitchers are already injured, and we're only like, you know, what, like a 10th of the way through the season, not even that. Like we're barely even started, so I'm not sure if they're going to change the rule, but it's kind of scary to see all these pitchers getting hurt with season-ending injuries. Oh, here we go. Here we go, Kevin. Here we go, Kevin. Yeah! You show me another big man that can do that. 1, 2, 2. That was sweet. Like for Kevin Owens and that type of weight of that type of wrestler to do a backflip, we're not talking Charlotte Flair or Bianca. That's fucking incredible. Fucking incredible. Nice job, Kevin. Royals and Chiefs. Yeah, I heard that they can't come to an agreement for the stadium or whatnot. 2. Yeah, Bieber fever for the Guardians ended up having the Tommy John and RKO out of nowhere. 1, 2, 2. I always get nervous when people end up doing front flips and back flips into the ring or outside to the ring. I always have this like fear that someone's going to fuck up and slip and they're going to land on their neck and they're going to break their neck and they're going to fucking die, or they're going to be like disabled. You know, like there's like that fear in me. Like I've watched a lot of matches and I know, you know, mistakes happen, and we've seen crazy shit like Owen Hart falling and dying and whatnot, which was so fucking tragic, you know, but it always makes me like do a double take and just like, fuck, I hope they land it. Get those knucks off. Right to the jaw, baby. 2. That would have been shitty if they would have ended the match that way. But again, you know, if you're a heel, you know, just like in wrestling in the 70s and 80s and 90s, you're always going to get the people that cheat, right? But it's kind of one of those things that you don't see wrestlers cheat as often as they did in the 80s and 90s. Like, you know, it has to be that certain type of wrestler that's really hated, like a Dom, you know, or a Logan Paul. And coincidentally, those are the guys that cheat the most. Fits the narrative. Oh, there goes Kevin. Randy kicking out of the knuck. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X. Damn, we're almost approaching 400. Let's fucking go. This is one of the higher numbers that we've had in a minute. There we go, RKO. Shout out to all the people watching in the room and on Twitter/X. I appreciate the people that help share it as well to help us get to this point too. Let's go. It's WrestleMania. Let's see if we can get to 400. We're almost there. 7 more people to get to 400. If you got any other wrestling fans, you know, have them tune in and we can watch together. Let's go. Let's go, Randy. Let's go, Kevin. And then they got the Prime drink over there. Who's Prime drink? Is that KSI or is that just some rando? Trans like, let me put that shit in my pocket, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Randy. Oh, I was like, Legend Killer days. I was like, I like the Apex Predator and the Legend Killer. Like Randy Orton has gone through so many kind of rebranding of himself over his. Yeah, there he is. I figured it was him. Oh, that's Speed. I show speed. Fucking streamers. That guy's hella annoying. You know, like I said, some streamers are cool, but some of them are ridiculous. Like they're just so over the top and fake. It's like annoying. You know what I mean? But then you get a lot of people that, you know, like the fake because a lot of people are fake. So, of course, if you're a fake person, you love fake people like that. You know, but for me, you know, I don't consider myself fake. You know, I feel I'm pretty genuine. But even though I know it's entertainment, like, I don't know, man. Like guys like that, it just, you know, I could go the rest of my life without watching or having someone like that pop up on my timeline. KSI, Logan Paul, or fucking Speed. They're lame. Speed is, you know, and the thing is, he's just so fake over the top, you know, with his bulging eyeballs and just his overreactions. It's like, you know, and people think that that's entertaining, I guess, if you want to waste your time, you know. But I guess if people are drinking the Prime and drinking the Kool-Aid, and if they're fake and they like watching a fake person, then, you know. Randy into the post. Shogun is great, Judah. Like I said, you know, I think Shogun, as far as a show, is the best like new show that's out. Nice powerbomb by Kevin Owens. Oh, countered by Owens. 1, 2, 2. And then I think as far as cartoon, X-Men 97 on Disney Plus, highly recommend. Very close to what we saw in the 90s in the X-Men cartoon. You know, I'm a G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Transformers, Ninja Turtle guy. But in the 90s, I like Batman, the animated series, and X-Men 97. The animation is slightly different, but it's still close to what it was in the 90s. I highly recommend that. Disney Plus. And Shogun is on FX, as well as Hulu, I believe, and a few other you know, things that you can watch it on. And it's definitely worth a watch.
So Speed is out cold. Not sure he's breathing. Hasn't moved an inch. Kevin Owens could be closing in on the United States Championship.
Oh! Pop-up powerbomb counter to RKO. Get out of there, Logan. Logan better not retain. Oh, nice frog splash. Good extension. 1, 2. We just broke 400. We're at 410. Boo. Couldn't we get Kevin Owens? I mean, maybe that belt is below Kevin Owens and it's below Randy Orton. You know what I mean? But it's like almost like they have him retained because they have the deal with Prime. You know, I feel like it's like they got Prime on the ring apron, you know, and it's all about money and popularity and being able to bring people over to wrestling that normally wouldn't watch. So if you watch like Impulsive and you watch like Logan Paul on YouTube or on socials, right? And that's the only thing you watch and you're not a wrestling fan. They're trying to do what they did with Taylor Swift in football. You're trying to grab people that aren't into football or wrestling and you're trying to get them to come here, you know, and you're trying to get them to watch Travis Kelce and the Chiefs in the NFL. So at the end of the day, you know, more people getting involved. I get it. That's cool. You know, trying to broaden your fan base, but it kind of has come down to, you know, this thing where, you know, it's like special treatment. You know, it's like that thing that you had when you were growing up, when you were trying out for a sports team and you had the coach's son or the coach's daughter automatically make the team when they're not even good. That's what I feel like the kind of the Logan Paul experience is. They're just feeding off his millions of followers. And then obviously with the Prime deal, you know, they're just trying to capitalize off money, you know, and popularity and subs and views. You know what I mean? Good height there from Logan Paul on that extension. He probably overextended his back. If you've ever done a move like that, I used to do backyard wrestling. And I remember jumping off a roof doing something like that, you know, onto the ground. And I fucked my back up. And he definitely got higher than me right there. No belt change here. Boo.
A throwback to some of the first and deadliest games. No, not WrestleMania 1. We're talking further back, like 2,000 years back.
I mean, Logan Paul had a couple moves. You know, he had that one move, and then he extended to the second move with the splash. So that one was cool. The 5-star frog splash. You know, obviously Eddie is Eddie, and that's my guy, Eddie Guerrero. You feel me? But I guess I want to say I wish Kevin Owens would have won, you know, because I think the belt is too below Randy Orton. I mean, if Randy Orton's going to win the next belt, it's not going to be that one. You know, even if Randy won the IC belt, it's like you're going backwards. You're Randy Orton. You're an icon. You should be winning one of the top 2 belts. And if you're not, like even the IC belt, based on how Randy Orton's career has been, it's probably beneath him now. You know, unless they are just looking for someone to hold that belt and give it some prestige, you know, but damn, I was really hoping that we would have a Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, you know, celebration there. But, you know, I guess the Prime money and the deal with Prime and Logan Paul and his followers is too much for WWE to give up at this point. So, all right, let's try to get some photos up here. Something better than fucking Logan Paul. All right. Let's get some more photos up here for Walter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the team I despise more than any team in baseball plays across the street. The Phillies in Citizen Bank Park. But hey,
Walter with the hundo, baby. 420. Hey, Snoop Dogg in the building. Let's go, baby. 422. Let's go, baby. Let's fucking go. All right, let's get some photos up of some of Walter's favorites. Appreciate you.
We love you, Grumpy. Kirk had a great day. Kirk, they suck. So it's not even here. The only seconds, you know, the WWE title. Well, I send a special thanks to Phillies and Meek Mill for Big Boy on his EP.
Meek Mill, watch out for him. Meek Mill will never be looked at the same with the whole Diddy scandal. You know, Dreams and Nightmares has a whole nother meaning now. Watch out. No Diddy. No Diddy. Can't stop, won't stop. Go back and listen to the lyrics. Questionable lyrics by Diddy. Watch out.
Let's get a closer look on the tumultuous story of the unforgiving damage control and the vicious turn on Bailey.
Bo Dallas is a lucky man. What can I say?
The most important part of life is being aware of potential dangers. What?
Now that's a hell of a lot better than Logan Paul, baby. Throw up some photos here for your very generous dono. We'll get into some of the ladies.
Any crust, $12. That means meat lovers, supreme, or create your own with any toppings. Just $12. This deal won't last long, so order any way you want now.
Who are you?
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
I felt like Liv also too when she was having her run. She improved a lot. You know, like when she first came in, she was a little stiff, and I feel like you know, not really necessarily robotic like, you know, Ronda Rousey or whatnot, but she just didn't have the full package right away. But she worked really hard to get a little bit more smoother in the ring, and I think that she's come a long way. It's a very beautiful woman there, Liv Morgan. No Diddy. Take that, take that, take that, take that. Can't stop, won't stop. No one will be looking at Meek Mill ever the same way ever again, or Diddy, or any of the people that are associated with Bad Boy. But except Mace. Mace knew. Mace is like, you want to do a second album? Fuck no. He did Harlem World, and he said, let me get the fuck out of here. He's like, I know what goes on those Diddy parties. Can't stop, won't stop. No Diddy.
Excuse me, would you mind taking a picture of us? Oh, no problem. Thanks. Ooh, yeah, it's a problem. You need Verizon. Get the new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage, so you can take all the pics.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition and get iPhone 15 Pro on us. Only on Verizon.
You didn't live this strong, this long to get put on the shelf like a porcelain doll. If you have
I'm scrolling up here. All right, Liv, Scarlett, and Zelina Vega. Good choices. Hey, I'm a big, music guy. Hip hop and a little bit of everything, but.
Then build new bone. Evenity can help in just 12 months. Evenity is proven to reduce spine fracture risk by 73%.
Evenity can increase risk of heart attack, stroke, or death from a cardiovascular problem. Do not take Evenity if you have low blood calcium or are allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions and low blood calcium have occurred. Tell your doctor about jawbone problems, as they have been reported with Evenity, or about pain in your hip, groin, or thigh, as unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred.
Don't let a break put you on a shelf. Talk to your doctor about building new bone with Evenity.
Liv got that natural beauty. Scarlett is kind of like a throwback. She got the Marilyn Monroe kind of old school vibes. Even though they do like the black and white, but she kind of has like a throwback vibe based on her look. Bailey. Man, they started this match real quick. I'll have to go back to Scarlett later. See if I can get a Zelina real quick. Let's go, Bailey. Let's go, Bailey.
Last Calvin World Championship back in 2021. For the very first time in her career, she is a one-on-one match at WrestleMania.
We'll get some more of the ladies here once we end up going to an intermission period. All right, baby, let's go. So far, I would say that this night number 2 or day number 2 has been much better than yesterday. Let's go, Bailey. I want her to have her WrestleMania moment. No Diddy. Yeah, Scarlett is, I feel with those ladies, with all of them, with Zelina Vega, any hair color doesn't matter, pretty. Scarlett, blonde or brunette, pretty. It's all about bone structure. Obviously some of the ladies are going to wear more makeup than others, but you can definitely tell certain, females that have the more natural beauty when they don't have to wear makeup and they still look amazing. They got the good bone structure, the good genes. Let's go. Are we going to get to 500? We need 26 more people. 474 in the room. Let's go. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X, watching WrestleMania 40, night number 2 with your boy, as well as the people on YouTube as well. Take that. Miss Elizabeth. Obviously, a big heartthrob back in the 80s, And I think in the 90s, it transitioned to Sunny and then a few others, and then obviously as you got into the divas, right? You had Stacy Keibler and Tori Wilson and, Trish Stratus, Lita, EO's got a dope intro, the music and everything. It has a very kind of NJPW Japanese kind of vibe. Like an ECW, AEW, NJPW kind of vibe. Damage Control. I like the faction, just like I like Judgment Day. I'm actually kind of shocked that they gave Io the belt. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times when you end up being like an Asian wrestler, they don't really give the Asian wrestlers a whole lot of opportunities. You know, like Shinsuke Nakamura really never got to where I think some people thought he was going to go to be at least like an IC champion. You know what I mean? But at least the females are getting a little bit more recognition. And then hopefully Bayley will have her time before her career is over, because Asuka obviously deserves to have her moment. And we'll see if Bayley has her moment here tonight. Yeah. Well, it all depends if he's wearing the mesh or not, and if it's a men cut shirt or a woman's cut shirt. So Luna Vachon, old school. Yeah, everyone's got their favorites, you know. And again, like I said, not everyone's going to look like Mandy Rose, you know. Like I like the way that Ripley looks, and I like that type of emo kind of goth vibe, with the dark lipstick and that vibe. She's like a one of one. And it's nice, that not everyone looks like each other. Not everyone's going to be a pretty blonde or a pretty redhead or a pretty brunette that looks like they can model in an old school Maxim magazine or like a Playboy, like it's nice to have a little variety, and we already know sex sells in wrestling, but still, it's nice to be able to have the variety. Tell him, Samantha. Let's go. Let's go, Bayley. Let's go. She's worked really, really hard and gotten passed up and passed over many, many, many times. And if you go back with Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, it's like all of them really had a chance to have their moment, and Bayley is way fucking overdue. Bayley should have already had the belt a long time ago. Tell me I'm wrong. Io's got that high flying ability. Let's go. This is one of the matches that I think I was the most excited for going into night number 2. Obviously, besides the main event, to see if Cody finishes the story or not. But again, I try to not be biased in sports or with wrestling. Just we call it how we see it. We're all going to have different favorites. We're all going to have a different top 5 and different top 10s. But there's going to be certain things that where if you just look at the big picture, certain people have been passed over and overlooked. And I'm really, really happy that Bayley has an opportunity. She may not be able to get the belt, but at least she has a one-on-one for an opportunity to have a WrestleMania moment. And I know it's going to mean a lot to her. She'll cry, and obviously we know how close she is with Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné. And it would be a defining moment in Bayley's career after getting passed over, getting hurt, and seeing Becky, have the belt, having Becky have fucking 2 belts, Becky 2 belts, having Charlotte get a belt, having Bianca get a belt, having Ripley get a belt. It's time, At some point, everyone has to have a turn, and we'll see if it ends up happening or not. Let's go. 6 more people to get to 5 hundo. Let's fucking go. We might be breaking records here tonight. Let's go, Io. And obviously with the Japanese wrestlers, regardless if they're 5 foot or if they end up being like a freak athlete like Shohei Ohtani being like 6'4", 6'5", you're going to see athleticism. You're going to see, obviously a lot of creative moves, done throughout Io's matches, and obviously being high flying. She's not built like a Charlotte Flair. She's not built like a Bianca. So I'm definitely excited to see what we're going to get out of this match. Oh, baby. And also when you end up going against like a smaller wrestler like that, then it gives an opportunity to, do maybe moves that you would normally not be able to do against a wrestler that was bigger. Like if it was Bayley versus Charlotte, or Bayley versus Bianca, right? You're only going to be able to do so much. That's why if you go back and look at NXT, some of Bayley's best matches of all time were with who, right? They were with Sasha Banks. They had some amazing matches together, and they complemented each other, top notch. Oh, we broke 500. Let's go. 501, baby. Let's go. No, for whatever reason, they don't have the chat set up on the Twitter/X side. But people from Twitter can come over here, and then it'll show a Twitter a chat symbol instead of the YouTube chat symbol. So they can come over, and obviously chat from over there here, but you can't chat over there because obviously, if I'm live here on YouTube. But hopefully one day they'll connect both of them where they can like the YouTube stream from the Twitter side. They can donate from the Twitter side, and then they can also chat on the Twitter side. But right now, they're a little separated, that you can't like the YouTube stream from there. You have to come into the YouTube stream itself. You can donate through Cash App, obviously, if you see the ticker, but they can't donate through the YouTube super chat through Twitter, at least not yet. And then the chatting you have to do here. So unfortunate that they haven't linked them up just yet, but hopefully in the future they will. Dragon Screw. 512. Let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Let's go, baby. Dustin Rhodes and Ricky Starks are in the building. And we got half of the people on YouTube watching with us, and half of them are on the Twitter/X side. It's about 250, 260 a piece. Let's go. Let's go. Nice stomp to the midsection. No more in and out for Bayley. 1, 2, 2. But I've been kind of, not complaining, but I've been wanting, that platform to be able to sync up, but I guess over time, hopefully they'll be able to figure it out. Crowd has been much better tonight, maybe because it's warmer, but you're hearing chanting and interaction and singing, and there hasn't been a dead moment in the day number 2, night number 2 at all. So shout out to the Philly crowd for sucking ass yesterday and picking up the pace for night number 2. And I feel like a lot of the people on socials call them out. They're like, how are you at fucking WrestleMania spending thousands of dollars on a ticket and you guys are not even being loud? Like, you want WrestleMania to come back to Philly? You guys got to be better. They panned over to the crowd right there. Did that look like George Kittle in the front row? Let's go. 514, baby. Let's go. 515. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you got a Twitter/X account and you're in the room, if you like and retweet the stream through my Twitter/X, that would be greatly appreciated. But if not, totally cool. And shout out for Walter for being the MVP so far. Appreciate you, my guy. Oh, nice knee for Bayley. Are we going to get a run-in this match by Damage Control? I was just thinking that. Yeah, I think it was Kittle in the front row. It looked like him. I'm pretty good with faces, especially with NFL players in college football. Oh! 1, 2, 2. Much better overall vibe tonight than yesterday. I think just that main event, left a bad taste in our mouths with the 2-on-2. I didn't even like the idea of the 2-on-2 even to begin with, and it definitely didn't live up to the expectations unless you're brand new to wrestling. And supposedly to people that are brand new to wrestling, that was the best tag team match they've ever seen in their lives. So that says a lot, when if that's the best that you've ever seen, then you haven't watched anything. Oh, nice drop kick there by EO. Jared in the building. What's good? I did see that. Oh, look at EO. Let's go. Nice. I love the high flying. But no one's ever going to be better than RVD on the top rope. RVD in his prime would, dive, like do a front flip, into the crowd into like the fucking third row. Like no wrestler that's wrestling now would even have the balls to do something like that. They would be too scared for their safety or how they would land. RVD and Sabu are built different. If you watch ECW, nice drop kick. Oh, high knees right to the back of the neck. 1, 2, 2. Yeah, seriously, Elon, get that shit going. We're at 539. We're at 540. Can we get to 600? Let's go. We're breaking records, baby. Crowd is going. Let's go. And if you're watching anything but WrestleMania, shame on you. I mean, this is #1 trending by a lot. Oh! Oh, what a sunset flip. Io's neck and in the back of her head. Bayley got a little bit there too. A little. 2. Normally, I would be rooting for Io, to like retain. But since Bayley hasn't had a moment, I like to see people make history and to have their moment. And think about how long Bayley's been wrestling. She literally has been passed over by everyone. Hell, they even gave Io the belt before Bayley. Think about that for a second. There's a lot of, I don't want to say disrespect, but there's definitely favoritism, on, who they give the belt and, who has opportunities and who doesn't. So. Oh, nice German with the bridge. But number two. Oh, look at Io. 1, 2, 2. And you got to think Io is really small. It's not like she's got the strength like Charlotte and Bianca. That's impressive. Wow. Can't stop, won't stop. Ah. Io. Oh! Got those knees up. Nice job by Bayley with the counter.
I don't know who got the worst of that exchange either. Bayley trying to desperately pull herself back into this. The Bayley change from the WWE.
Come on, Bayley. Everyone, that's, a grinder deserves to have their moment, even if it's only going to be temporary. Oh, he caught her. She didn't really have a whole lot of elevation there. I mean, shit, they even had Liv have her moment before Bayley, too. Nice elbow. And obviously, Bayley isn't the best, female wrestler by any means, but again, it's like, I appreciate hard work and I appreciate people that that have dreams and goals and they grind. If it was easy, to have your dreams come true, everyone would have their dreams come true. Not a lot of people are willing to put in the time and the effort and the grind. And some people have to wait longer to be recognized. Like there's a lot of people that got more subs than me, but that doesn't mean I feel that they're better than me. They might be more popular, but I'll have my day. As long as you don't quit, your dreams can come true as well. You just have to be able to put in the work and not compare yourself to anybody else. Everyone's, lane is different. Everyone's dream is different. One, two, two. The Bayley to belly, the Bayley to Bayley. Let's go. You're probably watching it on the computer then, because if you're watching it on the app on the TV, like a lot of us are, then we should all be at the same spot. But if you're watching it on a device on your phone through Peacock, the app on your phone or on the computer, it'll probably be like 10 seconds faster. Yeah, not the most believable finisher for Bayley. I would agree with that, Walter. Oh, big slap by Io. Ooh. Oh, nice counter. 2. Over 550 in the room. Let's go. Oh, look at the power. Oh. Dude, are you kidding me? Io's got a lot of strength for being little. Oh. 1, 2, 2. And if she was going to win, it probably would have been right there. And I feel the crowd in Philly, they understand what Bayley has gone through, you know, through the ups and the downs and getting passed over, not recognized, always going to someone else. And she's not the fastest, you know, she's not the most athletic. You know, it's kind of like Becky Lynch, you know, it's like you're not really the best at anything, you know, but again, you're a grinder. Oh, look at Io. Oh, don't slip. Don't slip. Don't slip. Oh. 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 No way. What a counter. Oh. You're on the Peacock app TV. I am too, so I don't know how you're ahead of me. We should all be watching it at the same point in the match, but I guess not. Look at the crowd. The crowd cheering more than they would be cheering for like Cody. Oh. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, Bayley. Finish your story. Big elbow, Macho Man. Oh, yeah. One, two. Let's go. Yeah, like I said, I think most people that watch it on the app, on the computer or the phone will be about 10 or 15 seconds ahead. For whatever reason, the .com on the Peacock is going to be usually faster than the app on the TV for whatever reason. But because I remember I tried watching them both at the same time to see if they were actually linked together or if one was faster than another. Nice. No spoilers, Odin. No spoilers. Even if you're 10 seconds ahead or 15 seconds. Nice. I mean, she's going to cry. I mean, like I said, her and Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné will definitely have a nice conversation after the match for sure. And I know Sasha Banks will be really proud of her too, you know, because I imagine, you know, when you get to be a professional and you're there and you get passed over and over again, it almost feels like you're never going to have your moment. And everyone deserves to have their WrestleMania moment at least once. If you're, you know, in the business for a long period of time and you haven't had it just yet. Now, if Bayley ended up having the championship earlier, then I would have wanted Io to retain as well. But again, you know, and sometimes it's about making history instead of just having an outcome that maybe no one would really care about. You know what I'm saying? Io wins. I mean, you know, it's like, yeah, it's damage control and Io retains. But again, I think the Bayley victory, you saw how the crowd was reacting. I mean, she was getting kind of a pop like Cody Rhodes would get, you know? So that's when you know a lot of these fans are smart and they know what Bayley has gone through. Awesome. Awesome moment, man. And this is going to be one of the moments that you're going to remember when you look back on WrestleMania. You're going to remember Bayley having her WrestleMania moment, like, you know, 6 months from now, a year from now, when we go back and try to remember. We're going to remember the outcome of Roman and Cody. You know, we'll remember Sami Zayn winning unexpectedly against Gunther, a.k.a. Walter, and we'll remember Bayley beating Io for the belt and getting her flowers. Definitely overdue. Not the fastest, not the best finisher, not the most athletic, But when you're a grinder, eventually you're going to get your flowers and you're going to have your day. Awesome. All right, let's go to some more photos here. We'll throw up a Bailey as well, and we'll go back to Zelina Vega and some of the other Scarlett and Liv. And also, I like Bailey being more of a heel than being a face. I think that, the hugging it out type of thing, it might have worked, but again, you're always going to get the best version, of a wrestler when they go heel. And awesome. I remember this moment. This will be a moment that I think people remember too from back in the day. Come a long way from this point. Like, this seems like, I don't even know. How many years ago was this? Long time ago. Congratulations to Bailey for having her WrestleMania moment. I'm a hugger.
It's 3 weeks from Saturday. Backlash in the open. Things keep coming faster, get bigger and better each and every time. I cannot wait to get the French and practice my French goal. Hey, don't forget SmackDown on Friday. You won't be there. Chemapel CG. Chemapel back. Chemapel not in. Celebrities are here tonight at WrestleMania. Michael James, of course. James the audience. Michael James the Genius. The audience. The WrestleMania veteran. Of course, the Warren Treaty who opened up that thing. It was unbelievable. Those two killed it today. Amazing. They look so cool. And then, ladies and gentlemen, George Kittle.
Yeah, Kittle was there. I knew that was him. Getting the boos, obviously, from the Eagle fans. T-Pain. Auto-tune?
Everybody wants to be in WrestleMania. Let's see again for the second night. Vanessa Hodges, big time bloodline fan, loves the root for Roman tonight. Really, Cindy's here. I think Cito's here. Tom Diggs and Ty Schmidt here, the Stooge. Evan Fox and Darius Butler, the Stooge. Samantha McAfee. Stars are out. They might be drunk, but the stars are out.
Please welcome the Philadelphia Eagles cheerleaders. And welcome back, WWE Hall of Famer, Snoop Dogg.
Snoop is like, man, I've had so many spliffs. I don't even know where the fuck I'm at. He's like, a spliff for me, a spliff for you, a spliff for everyone. No Diddy.
I'm here to announce tonight's attendance. Tonight's attendance is 72,755. Can we have a toast to the city of brotherly love one time? Gin and juice? Is anybody out there ready for the main event?
Let's go. Main event, baby.
But say hell yeah. Say hell yeah. Which brings me to our two-night total. The two-night total is 145,420. That is absolutely unbelievable. Let's go, WrestleMania 40.
145,298. 41 more to get to 600. Let's go. Breaking records, baby. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube as well. And we're almost getting time for the main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, Elegant Financial Field. It's a cool down a little bit, down to 49 degrees. I might be Dr. Cole. But the last main event. Coming up next, WrestleMania 40. The Undisputed Champion, Roman Reigns will defend his title against Cody Rhodes, who hopes to finish the story. However, it will be contested under bloodline rules. Cody Rhodes!
This is the part of the story that you grow up dreaming about. The moment you envision as a child, right before you got your name to history. Unfortunately,
Let's go, baby. WrestleMania 40. You already know what it is. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. Will we finish the story or will we be disappointed and Roman retains? We will find out here shortly. Let's go. Yeah, and if Snoop is like not smoking, he's probably doing edibles. You know, it's like, yeah, oh, I quit smoking, like actually smoking, but he probably still doing like edibles or other things. Let's go. Let's go.
The one thing that is consistent in this game is that that man is still champion.
but who said that's where the story has to end?
I think all I really can say is not done. Story is unfinished, but a lot of good stories in a lot of cages.
In the back of my head, the dark facing chorus that should never be said. The rap and the quit with a bit of despair, but taking every whipping word I've never been spared.
Throw up a few Roman old school photos and Cody in celebration of this match that we've been waiting for such a long time to figure out what's going to happen.
It's alive and well.
You know, you cheated me. I had you. I want that title, and I am coming for it. I am coming for you, Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns will end your story tragically.
He's lucky. This is our mountain.
Let's go, baby. The pop for Cody in the intro is going to be loud as shit. It might be the loudest that we've ever heard it. We'll see if the Philly crowd will back it up. And they will sing along. You know, there's only a few songs that people really sing along with. Judas, with Chris Jericho and AEW. And a lot of people will end up singing with this one along as well. 12 away from 600. Let's go, baby. 11. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
All of you who have followed me to the absolute ends. And if I learned anything from last year, I can't do it alone, guys. Will you ride with me? And on April 7th.
Long-term storytelling at its very best. 10 more to 600. Let's go. I got a really cool one here. Check this one out. Been saving this one. 9 more to go.
If you don't, you will never get another shot
And the insiders have reported that Jacob Fatu has officially signed with WWE. Do we see him tonight? Are we going to see Solo? Are we going to see any run-ins by the Bloodline? Interesting. Dustin Rhodes, he's there as well. We hit 600, 603. Let's go. Let's fucking go, baby. You already know what it is. Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. Let's fucking go. Woo! Let's go, baby. I'm busting it out. 615, 85 to get to 700. Let's go, baby. Yeah, I think Fatu we might see tomorrow, but you never know. Let's go. Wrestling fans, we've been waiting for this for such a long time. There's Brandy. He's like, don't fuck my hair up with this goddamn mask. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Man, I've been waiting for this for so long. Let's go. Hell yeah. I better see some fucking shitload of fireworks at the end, baby. Finish the story. Let's go. Man, shout out to everyone watching on Twitter/X and YouTube. I mean, this is the it thing. You know, like there's only going to be moments like this once in a while, right? You have this, Cody and Roman, WrestleMania. You're going to have the debut of Grand Theft Auto 6 when it finally fucking debuts, whatever fucking year it is, right? And then when we have Stranger Things debut in his last season, there's only going to be a few moments like that where the world stands still and you get a majority of the world tuning in to Cody and Roman, Grand Theft Auto 6, as well as the end of Stranger Things. And this is going to be one of those type of moments right here, right now. Finish the story. Let's go, baby. Finish the story. Let's go. 624. Let's see if we can get to 700. Man, let's go. All right, prediction time. You know, people that are in the chat, obviously on the Twitter side, would have to come here to the YouTube side. But in the chat, give me your predictions. Who's winning here in the main event? And do we get a run-in by the Bloodline or someone else on Cody's side? Yes or no? Do we get Dustin Rhodes? Is it clean? Do we get Bloodline? Do we get Fatu? Are we getting Jimmy or Jay? And is Cody finishing the story or not? Comment below. Let me know. Who's winning, Roman or Cody? I mean, it feels like everything is building up for Cody to win, but we thought that last year. Now we're 1 year later. Is it enough storytelling to finish the story, or is there more storytelling to be told? We're going to find out here real quick. Yeah? You think Rock is coming out? Rock is turning on Roman and then Cody wins? It's like I almost don't even want to run in. You know, it's like, you know, you want it to be as clean as possible, but WrestleMania XL, aka WrestleMania 40. The main event. Roman Reigns. Cody fucking Rhodes. Buckle up. Let's go. And then obviously Roman's intro is going to be like 15 minutes.
Available now worldwide with your governor, Cody Rhodes.
Let's go. Finish the story.
He earned this opportunity. There's no way he's
It's bloodline rules. So, yeah, I mean, again, we assume that there's going to be all kinds of crazy run-ins and whatnot, right? So if we got people running in on the bloodline, that means Dustin is going to be running in to help Cody out at some point in the match, towards the end. You would assume that would happen. He's there. He was up in a booth earlier, but I don't think he's there anymore. Up in one of the suites. All right, here comes Roman. On the bright side, at least it's not Brock Lesnar in the main event in like a 5-minute squash match.
school district of Philadelphia All-City Orchestra. The entrance of the tribal chief. For 1,316 days, Roman Reigns has called himself champion.
I think Dustin is going to come in. I don't know. Something tells me, he's there and he's already been, fuck The Rock, on socials and stuff. And he's been doing that for like a month. So you got to think if it's like Jimmy and Jay and Solo and everyone from the bloodline comes in, there has to be one person at least to have Cody's back. So who is that going to be? Like, who's going to have Cody's back? You would assume, family, it's the bloodline. It kind of, the correlation makes sense. They got their blood. How about Cody's blood? It ain't going to be Brandy. We saw her in the intro, right? But for Dustin Rhodes and the crossover with AEW would be pretty fucking sweet. Umaga, yeah. Fatu, Jacob Fatu. He just signed to WWE like last night, I think. 1,316 days. And again, if he retains, then he's got to hang on to the belt for a couple more years to beat Bruno Sammartino, 7 years straight for Bruno? But we already are like kind of over the reign of Roman, right? But it's kind of tough to say on what's going to happen. Of course, I would assume 99% of the globe wants Cody to win unless you're a diehard Roman Reigns fan, right? But I know even some Roman Reigns fans are kind of ready for him to drop the belt, but we'll see. Well, this is the anticipation. This has been building for years. Let's go. 660 people. Salute. All of us locked and loaded on the same thing. Can we get to 700? 39 more. We'll see if we get a few recommendations or if we hit the algorithm. And if Rock runs in, right, is he going to try to hit Cody, but then he ends up hitting The Rock, right, where he ends up not doing the one. But so, there's going to be some interesting things that we might be able to see. Maybe we get a Rock run in. Maybe we get Jimmy and Jay. Maybe we get Solo. Maybe we get Dustin Rhodes, a.k.a. Gold Dust. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen here. That is a good question. That is a very, very good question.
this will be contested under blood rules, which means anything goes. No disqualifications, no countouts. You would be a pinfall or submission. Cole, put your ones up. Right corner, acknowledge our tribal chief. In the best shape.
McAfee, stooge. We're not putting up the ones.
On the biggest WrestleMania of all time.
Yeah, night 2 has been so much better. The crowd has been engaged from beginning to end, right? The worst match of the night was supposed to be that 3-on-3, the match that was number 2 in the slate. And even that match was like an 8. So I'm not really sure, if we've had any like terrible matches or matches that underwhelm like night number 1. Tell me, Samantha. Let's go. She does a great job, Samantha Irvin. Ricochet, you lucky man. Seriously, I haven't gone to the bathroom or got any snacks or anything. Let's go. American Nightmare. Let's go. Energy is high. Because anytime you have like a main event and then you have like Brock Lesnar, it's like, oh, what are we going to get? Like some kind of bullshit ending or like some squash match and whatnot. So. Roman has come a long ways in his career. Same thing with Cody, I mean, go back when Roman was with the Shield and he couldn't talk and cut a promo to where he's at now. I mean, it's a night and day difference. Well, Roman Reigns had got the Jason Momoa fucking look, you got the fucking broad shoulders and, yeah, all the ladies are going to be all on that Roman tip. Let's go. Let's go, baby. 21 to get to 700. Can we get there? We're breaking records tonight. Let's go. And shout out to Walter for stepping up too, with the dono. Sometimes, we'll get big dono days. Other days will be a little underwhelming. But thank you from the bottom of my heart for dropping such a big dono to make this overall night a big and memorable one. I appreciate you, Walter. Shout out to you. Let's go. See if we end up getting another dono before the night is over. Or a few. But even if we don't, hey, when someone donates big, it means everything. So I appreciate you. Let's go. Let's go. 20 more to get to 700. Ring the fucking bell. All right. How loud do I turn my TV up before I blow the speakers? I'm at 85. I probably shouldn't go any higher than that. I probably should turn it down a couple notches. I hope my speakers don't get blown out. That will be terrible. And I hope this is fast-paced. We know at some points it's going to be slow, and there's going to be some, shit talking, and, obviously the build-up, the stare down, like obviously when Rock, went against Hogan, obviously in Toronto. I mean, how memorable of a moment that was. And the crowd was just fucking insane. A nice little standoff to remind you of The Rock and Hollywood Hogan from back in the day. Let's go. All right, baby. 17 more to get to 700. Let's go. I mean, the only way that this match is going to be bad is if it's slow. Right. And then we end up getting the ending that we don't want. Right. But again, it's like that anticipation, you can feel it. Holy shit. That was creepy. I have like a bunch of like toys and stuff. And I don't know if there's like a ghost in this room, but literally I had a whole stack of toys just fall over in my room. Like even the ghosts know that this is a big match. Like I got all kinds of starting lineups and all kinds of shit that just fell over. McFarlane's and starting. I got to grab them here real quick. What the hell?
Cody Rhodes under a ton of pressure. If you're Rhodes, what do you do to knock off Rollins? You're Cody Rhodes. I think you kind of want to make this a track meet. You're the one who's been wrestling 3 days a week.
That was the creepiest thing ever. There's nobody in this room besides me, and I just had like a stack of 5 toys fall over. Like big, like Joe Montana, McFarlane, and some other like Super Bowl starting lineups from the 90s. That was weird. Even the spirits are into this fucking match, I guess. Let's go. Roman pushing Cody into the ropes. Kick to the midsection. Oh, ooh. Pretty hard into that ring post area. I mean, obviously it's going to be a hard plastic, but still. Yeah. An hour long. I mean, we're queued up at 7:03 right now. It started at 7. So this is going to be an hour. It might even go over an hour. It might go because, you know, yesterday's show went about 3 to 5 minutes over. So, yeah, we're looking at it probably. But there's also going to be like a celebration on one side or another. So we're looking at about a 45-minute to an hour match, depending on what the celebration is at the end. Oh, Roman's putting the table back. Boo! The first time a wrestler has put a table back underneath the ring. I don't know if I've ever seen that. 3 more to get to 700. If you got a Twitter/X, like and retweet and share the stream, please do. Let's see if we can get to 700. We need 3 more people. 2 more. 2 more. Let's go. Breaking records. Just like WrestleMania 40. Roman is a true heel. Much better than being a face. But also, too, the development of being able to be more like yourself and shit talk on the mic, you know, that really helped embrace the whole heel role, you know. Like, I remember promos back in the day, he was fucking terrible, and now he at least can cut a promo. Oh, we broke 700. Let's go. Oh, we went down. We had 701, and now we're at 697. Let's go. Let's see if we can get over 700. Kendo stick. A couple kendo sticks to the back to Cody Rhodes. I'm still freaked out about my toys falling over, though. That was weird. I've never had that happen in this room. And it's not like they're uneven. Like, I have stacks of collectibles from like the 80s and 90s. Weird. Oh, Cody. Good counter there. Nice bulldog. And I'm waiting for this. Figure 4. Hit him with the Ric Flair. 702. Let's go, baby. To the eyes. 263 on Twitter/X, and the rest are on YouTube watching. Shout out to everyone that is a wrestling fan. You know, I've been watching since 85, and you know, the anticipation for Cody finishing the story, it's been one of the biggest things in wrestling of all time, and the anticipation is through the roof. The energy has been amazing. It's been electric, and shout out to everyone watching across the globe on YouTube or on Twitter/X. Salute. For real. I mean, I've had, 100, 200, 250, here and there. But, this is definitely one of the highest, number-wise. And I took a lot of thought into the thumbnail, too, with the electricity and whatnot, with the Philly theme, and apparently it's working. We broke 1,000 on day one, but I can't even imagine what the numbers are going to be for day two. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, buckle in. Cody and Roman, baby. He said, give me this fucking Prime. Get the shit out of here. Like, why the hell is the Prime shit there anyways? Like, their wrestling match is over. That shows you how committed they are to trying to bring over the fans from Logan Paul when they still got the Prime shit. It's like, okay, it's one thing to have it on the ring apron or on the ring itself. They don't need that shit there by the announcers. I love it that they're going into the crowd. I was really hoping that they would. I don't know if they're going to end up going like backstage or outside, but it would be really cool if they end up kind of going all over the place. And then it'll remind you of like Rock and Stone Cold, back in the WrestleManias when I was a kid, how they would kind of go all over the place. I know that fan was like, don't slap me. Now, if it was a MJF, right, maybe there would have been a slap or a spit into the face. Roman, counter by Cody. Roman again, another counter by Cody. A couple punches to the midsection. 1, 2, 3. Third counter from Cody. Reversal. Oh! Nice reversal from Cody there. Dude, could you imagine if MJF, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of names that you just don't really know. You would assume Jimmy, Jay, Solo, Jacob Fatu being just recently signed. Dustin Rhodes is there. Obviously, but other than Dustin, who else would run in for Cody? That makes you kind of wonder, right? Like, who has strong alliances with Cody Rhodes in AEW and WWE? Oh, he caught him. He caught him. Oh, nice power bomb by Roman. Isn't MJF still signed though with AEW? Or is he not signed? Is he not under contract anymore? What's the AEW contract status of MJF? Does anyone know? And then obviously they have like the no compete clause, that they have for certain wrestlers when they know they're going to jump ship. Do we know what month in 2024? Shit, if MJF shows up, the whole fucking place is going to go goddamn bananas. I mean, they went bananas when CM Punk, ended up going from one, federation to the other. And they were chanting CM Punk's name for 10 years after he was gone. But, I mean, an MJF appearance would fucking just tear that fucking house down. I think MJF would leave AEW if he was going to get a role like Cody, where he was going to be in the forefront. Now, if they were going to bury him in a mediocrity, then I wouldn't go. Like, if you're only going to be IC champion or lower, I wouldn't go. But if you actually legitimately have a shot to have one of the top tier belts and be, as big as he was in AEW, and they're going to offer more money, I mean, why not? Just because you jump ship doesn't mean you can't jump ship and go back down the road. They did take MJF off the website too, right? Yeah. But, sometimes they like to play to the fans and cater to the fans to make us think these scenarios. They like to fuck with us, right? Like, oh, this scenario or fucking this scenario, right? They love fucking toying with our goddamn emotions. They got little Nate as ref. God, you can definitely age yourself if you know about little Nate. Cody hulking up. Hulk up, Cody. Punch to the midsection. Another punch to the midsection. Crowd starting to stand up. Nice fat head there of Cody. Roman catering to the fans. Counter. Kick to the midsection. 2 with the bridge. That was actually kind of nice by Roman. You know, I definitely criticize Roman a lot on certain things, but that was executed beautifully there. You know, something kind of out of the ordinary. You know, you don't expect Roman to do a whole lot of suplexes or you know, anything of that nature that often, and then let alone to hang on with a bridge. That was kind of nice. I would have liked to have him hang on and do another one, roll over and do another and another, but kind of out of character for him. But I mean, it is WrestleMania, right? Not as perfect as Mr. Perfect. Exactly. Dude, you're like in my head, bro. That's exactly what I was about to say. Perfect plex. Good old Kurt Hennig. Him with the gum. $732. Can we get to $750 or maybe $800? I'm just really happy that it's warmer and the Philly fans aren't fucking just sitting on their thumbs and sitting on their asses and being like quiet as shit. Like that was a disappointment in night 1. You know, night 1 was maybe a 7 or an 8. Night 2, what would we say night 2 is? Night 2 has been pretty phenomenal. There hasn't been a moment where I've had to go like, I got to go to the bathroom or I need to go get, you know, snacks or beer or whatever. Like, oh, nice super kick. Oh, nice kick back. Like, it's been pretty entertaining. I mean, yeah, there's been a couple matches that have gotten like a little stale and a little flat at some point in the match. But even that being said, those matches still ended up being 8s. I don't think we've seen any match lower than an 8 tonight. So overall, when it's all said and done, and if we see Cody finish the story, I think that tonight will be like a 9, 9.5 to make up for like the 7 that we had yesterday. Unless you're young and you're brand new to wrestling. And if you are, then you thought last night's tag team main event was the best tag team match of all time. Apparently people on social media thought it was awesome, but that shit was boring and drawn out and way too slow. But night 2 has been a hell of a lot better than night 1. Thank God. For real though, let's get to fucking 800, 742. But I think me and Walter, you know, we're on the same page. I think yesterday was underwhelming and a couple good matches, couple matches that were boring. It was a 7. Crowd was terrible. Tonight, it's like the complete opposite. Every match has been an 8 or better, even if you haven't liked, you know, some of those wrestlers that you saw. Like, we haven't seen any really bad matches, and the crowd has just been great. Like, where was this crowd yesterday? Here we go, Cody. There we go. Nice power slam by Rhodes. Let's go. Two. Let's go, baby. Nine away. Oh, 6 away. I was about to say 9 away. 6 away from 750. 56 away. Good thing I'm not good at math. From 800. Man, this anticipation is just killing me. I don't think I felt anticipation like this besides like maybe Rock and Hogan or maybe Rock and Stone Cold back in my day. Or like Hogan and Andre the Giant. Oh! 2. Roman doing Cody's finisher. Wow. Crossroads by Roman. I love it. I fucking love it, man. You have to be able to twist it up a little bit. I don't need to see Cody do, you know, I don't need to see necessarily him doing that. or the Superman punch for that matter. But Roman doing the crossroads, that was pretty cool. He actually executed it pretty well too. Off the counter, perfect setup. Hung on pretty tight right there too at the end. Sometimes there's a little bit of a give when you spin and you let go. Roman was like, fuck that, I'm going to snap your neck. Yeah, Roman talking to Cody and the fans. I like it too. I like it. You know, it's all about that heel persona. You have to be able to get a reaction. Superman punch, dodged. Oh, here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Vintage Dusty. You know, for half of us, I don't want to say half, but, you know, there's probably people and fans of all ages that are in the room. You know, as young as probably 12 or 13 all the way up to 90. And not everyone remembers Dusty Rhodes, but had a huge, you know, vision and a big influence on many, many wrestlers, including Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace. Family legacy. Low blow. Right in the sack. No Diddy. Can't stop, won't stop. Right in the Diddy. Roman picks him up. Powerbomb on the table. Oh! Superman punch. Oh, landed. 1, 2, 2. We hit 750, 48 to get to 800. Let's see what we got. 263 on the Twitter/X side and about almost 500 on the YouTube side. Shout out. Cody. And the black and the green is such a cool look. You know, it's a vibe. I definitely would want the black and green vibe again. And obviously being in Philadelphia, you know, kind of playing on the Eagle colors. But that color scheme is really badass. I like the way that everything looks there. Except the prime on the turnbuckles. That's a little unnecessary. Ooh, ah. Cody Cutter. Two. 760, 40 to go to 800. Man, what a fucking match, huh? So much better than the 2-on-2 with Seth and The Rock yesterday. Like, I just feel like those guys are, you know, when you're going to end up having, you know, matches like that, hopefully they'll learn from that experience and never do that again. That 2-on-2 shit ain't going to work. You know, it has to be singles, or you have to have some kind of like gimmick or theme, or, you know, weapons involved or something. But yeah, hopefully they never do that shit again. I mean, even though The Rock hadn't had a match in like 11 years. Rock bottom. Oh, countered. Cody in the ropes. Spear. 1, 2, 2. There we go. Cody doing Roman's move to him. I love it. I love it. It's like Cody already is naturally fast. You know, it's up to Roman to keep up the pace, you know, to be fast as well. Crossroads. 1. Crossroads. Oh, there's the first run in. Are you surprised? Big super kick. That wasn't Usi. Yeet or no yeet? Superman punch. Down goes Cody. Yeet, no yeet. There we go. It's WrestleMania, right? Yeet, yeet, yeet. I wish their match one-on-one was better, though. Oh, shit. Nice. Hell yeah. Good spot. Going through the table and the padding right there. Awesome. 1, 2, 2. Hell yeah. They're bringing out all the stops. Oh, spear by Roman. 1, 2, 2.5. 38 more to get to 800. Can we get there? Oh, that was Usi. Man, let's go. Charles Robertson, Little Nate. Oh, we're getting more people. We have to. I mean, it would almost be not fitting if you don't see Solo. It's like you almost like anticipate Solo is going to come out. And will The Rock come out? You know, it's like you almost feel Solo would come out, Rock would come out, you know. Or if Rock comes out, then does Dustin come out to face him? It's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. I mean, we're only 24 minutes in, but it feels like the match being so fast-paced has already been like 40 minutes. This was the type of energy that we needed last night. And I'm not saying it was Seth Rollins and The Rock's fault, but I mean, this is the type of intensity and energy that we needed. Oh! Let's go. Into the barrier. Cody doing a Roman move. I mean, these guys are going all fucking out, and they're trying to make this, you know, a true memory, which they should. Just like Rock and Hogan, just like Stone Cold and The Rock. I mean, this one, like, you know, all those main events with Brock Lesnar and Roman and all the times that we were pissed off, it's like they're trying to get us to forget all that bullshit and to try to have a fucking memory. This is awesome. Oh, he's going Viper. He's going Apex. Crossroads. 1. Crossroads. 2. Crossroads. There he is. We knew it. I mean, you talk it into existence. You had a feeling, right? You know, Bailey had her moment. Sami Zayn had a moment yesterday. You know, but this one, regardless of ending, is going to live up to the billing. One of the best main events at a WrestleMania or any pay-per-view that I've seen. Cody's hulking up. Is that what we're getting? Is this what we're getting? The electricity? Let's go.
Things are about to go from bad to worse for Cody Rhodes.
Finish the story. Cena's coming. $33 more to 800. A Solo run in was almost like you knew Jimmy J and Solo were coming, but after those three, who else? And anybody for Cody. That's what, you know. Ooh, ah. Big spear. 1, 2, 2. 29 to get to 800. It's like, man, if you're not watching this match yet, buckle up. This is going to be like the first time that oh! Let's go! Let's go! Cena! Cena! Let's go! Hit him with the FU! Oh, that hat's on eBay already. Let's go! Let's go! Yeah, dude, this is going to be like a match that people are going to want to rewatch because it's just so fucking crazy. They're trying to make this like one of the best main events ever, one of the best matches ever. And man, they are living up to the billing. Let's go. The Rock and Cena, let's go. Are you kidding me? The final boss, let's go. Walter, you're on it, baby. Rock and Cena. Legends, past and present. Man, this is cool. I mean, if you're a wrestling fan and you're 40 and up, man, you are living your best life right now. Wow, this is cool. This is cool, man. Oh, shit. The final boss and Cena. Let's go. But now, is The Rock going to turn on Roman? Right? Going from the ones to... Man, this is sweet. We got Rock. We got Cena. We got Jimmy. We got Jay. We got Solo. Wow. And then the stare down, just like they had in many, many matches from back in the day. Icons, legends, Hall of Famers. Man, I'm speechless right now. Holy shit. This is awesome. The face-to-face, whoever is coming up with like the storyline and the way that the match is going, kudos to them. You know, the face-offs, you know, and just the breakdown of the match. Rock bottom. That's for Calvin. He said, oh, he hasn't done a rock bottom in 12 years. All right, who's next? Dustin Rhodes? Dustin Rhodes is next. And Dustin Rhodes is going to punch The Rock? Is that what we're going to get? We got the Shield music. John Moxley? Is it John Moxley? It's Mox? Is it Moxley? It's not Seth Rollins with the Shield music. Is it Dean Ambrose? Is it Dean? Is Seth dressed up in the Shield gear? Oh man, if it was Mox, I would have lost it. Wow. Are they trying to make this the biggest match of like all time? Is that what they're trying to do? I mean, there's been so many letdowns in main events that like finally, oh shit, Undertaker, get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? I mean, if Bray Wyatt was still alive and we could have had Bray, you know, oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, let's go. Taker. Let's go. Fuck yes. Yes, dudes. They're just bringing out everybody. Yes. Chokeslam his bitch ass. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Taker? I would have never thought Taker. I mean, I think everyone else was predictable. You know, I thought maybe Dustin Rhodes instead of Taker there. Unbelievable. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Stone Cold. I don't think we're going to see Stone Cold. Stone Cold is out at the ranch with his cat, drinking beers, watching it at home. No, this is more than a 10 out of 10. We're talking about one of the best main events and matches, maybe all time. You know, they were talking about the tag team match last night was one of the best tag team matches. No. This main event is one of the best matches as far as everything that's involved in it that I have ever seen. Unbelievable. Where's Dean Ambrose at? Where's MJF? Big chair shot to Seth. Roman. 10 more to 800. Countered. Finish the story. Finish it. Crossroads. Do it again. Here we go. The end is near. Crossroads. One more time. And then it'll be over. One more time. Crossroads. Let's go. Bam. 1, 2. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. Fuck yes. You know it. Oh my God. And it makes you feel so good that he didn't finish the story last year. If you knew that you were going to get this match, right, after he lost last year and we were all bitching and complaining, right, to finish the story, that's how you finish the fucking story. Unbelievable. I mean, I've seen thousands of matches. I've been watching since 1985. And I can say, without a shadow of a doubt, that was one of the most entertaining matches I have ever seen in my life. That match was so good, I'm going to watch it again tonight. And I never watch matches after they happen the same night. I am going to go back and watch this match again sometime later tonight. Unbelievable. Can we get to 800? We need 6 more people. Can we get there? Oh, my God. Let's go. Unbelievable. I mean, we didn't get Dustin Rhodes. That was really the only one. We didn't get Stone Cold, but it didn't really make sense for Stone Cold, you know. But Dustin Rhodes, that would have been something. But maybe the AEW thing, you know, not having a, you know, crossover. Man, this has got to be so sweet for Cody. And this is really sweet for us as fans. Whether you love Roman or hate him, you love Cody Rhodes or you hate him. My guy. Let's go. My guy. Unbelievable. I mean, there has been so many main events that we've bitched and complained and whined, and we're so frustrated and pissed off. I think this is the first time that we can say unanimously, no one is going to have an issue with this. I mean, even if you're a Roman Reigns fan, I don't think you can have any issue with this. And you got the goddamn Undertaker in it also. I mean, that is incredible. Incredible. I mean, they didn't even need Rock, Cena, and Undertaker, but the simple fact that they were involved, and obviously I would rather have Undertaker than Dustin Rhodes. Amazing. Amazing storytelling, amazing long-term storytelling, and finish the story, Little Nate. Let's go. Man, I'm on like cloud 9 right now. I mean, it's like when Undertaker lost to Brock Lesnar in the streak, and it was like so shocking. But man, this is going to be a day in wrestling history that no one that is a true fan will ever forget. I'm not going to forget this moment. Man, I don't even know what to say. I'm still in shock right now. Not based off the ending, but everything that happened in this match. Unbelievable. All my buddies are messaging me with GIFs and GIFs of Undertaker. Man, we need 2 more people to get to 800. Even if it's only just for a few seconds. Can we get there? Like, share, donate, comment, anything that you can do. Can we get 2 more people on the Twitter/X side or YouTube to be in the room? There we go. We did it. We did it. 800. Wow. Even if it was just for a couple seconds, we got there. 800. Unbelievable night. Wow. $7.99. We need 1 more. Can we get back to 800? There's somebody there in the YouTube universe or on the Twitterverse that needs to join us here. We're 1 person away to get to 800. Can we get there again? Cody's mom. How awesome is that? I wish Dusty was still alive. There it is. Can't stop. Won't stop. No Diddy. Let's go. Let's go. 800. This is a record for the NWSF on any stream that we've ever done. When we hit 200, I got excited. When we hit 300, I got a little bit more excited. When we hit 500, I said, oh, wow. And look at that. 807. Unbelievable. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitter/X. Shout out to everyone watching on YouTube. Cody.
I am surrounded by greatness in this ring. I'm surrounded by greatness in this stadium.
Tell him, Cody.
People, I would not have been here. I would have literally never made it back to the WWE without one of them. I want him to come out here, and that's Bruce Pritchard. And then the other is bleeding and kicking and doesn't want to come out here. But we have started a brand new era. He is the leader of the
Triple H.
Please, Triple H, come on now.
Let's go. Triple H era. It's fantastic. And it shows you how much Vince was holding back WWE and his own vision. And thank God that Vince is a perv. And then finally he got what he deserved. You can have the money and you can have the power and you can have the women, right? And you can have all that. But at some point, if you're a dirtbag, you will get exposed. No Diddy. Yeah, we'll see if Seth is selling or not. Whoa! Let Triple H talk. I mean, he doesn't need to, but I mean, obviously bringing Cody over from AEW, I was skeptical, that they were going to use him the right way, and thank God that they didn't bury him, because I hate when guys go to another promotion and they bury a guy that's got potential. And look at Cody Rhodes now. I remember when he ended up doing backflips on the top of the cage in AEW and how excited I was that he was starting to get out of like mid-card hell and, going from Stardust, and then to be able to actually build a legacy the proper way. And look where we are now in 2024. This is fucking awesome. We need to get Cody a new belt, though. I know Seth is sitting down. He looks like he is hurt. What do you think the injury is on Seth? He gets a concussion? Or something with his legs? Or both? Randy and Sami Zayn right there too. Man. This is so awesome. Not only do we have a record-breaking day on the stream, Walter came through with a big $100 dono. We hit fucking 810 people with a Twitter/X and YouTube, and Cody got to finish the story. We can't even say this was a 10 out of 10 pay-per-view. This shit was more than a 10 out of 10. This is something that wrestling fans are going to remember until they die. And that is like legit. And I love it. Him going over to Michael Cole, the OG. You know, Michael Cole is, WWF, WWE, and I know how much this means to Michael Cole as well. How awesome is this? A true celebration. I mean, the only one that we are missing is Dusty, and he's up in heaven smiling down, with a little bit of that lisp, right? And that bionic elbow. Man, amazing. All the shitty pay-per-views, all the shitty main events, and I'm not saying that this one main event made up for all the bullshit that we've had to go through to get to this point, but how sweet is this? Amazing, man. Thank God the Philly crowd was good tonight, not like last night. I mean, there was almost a complete polar opposite. Left leg. Hopefully he didn't tear an ACL, MCL, or PCL or anything like that. Brandy looking cute after post-baby, too. I like it. She got the matching outfit like Cody. Pretty cool for Seth to be in the Shield gear, too. I just thought, is that Dean Ambrose? Is that Mox? I mean, that's what wrestling is supposed to be about. You know what I mean? Like, this is what all wrestling fans dream of. Is like, whether you love Cody or you hate him, you love Roman, you hate him, the bloodline story, finishing the story, how pissed off all of us were as fans last year at WrestleMania. And we had to go through it one more year, a little bit more storytelling. And God, it was worth it. I didn't know if it was going to be worth it, but I didn't know they were going to go all out like this. But God damn it, I am so happy they did. I mean, this Rock and Hogan, Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, the ladder match with Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold versus The Rock, Hogan versus Andre the Giant, so many epic matches, and memories to go over, the last 40 years. And goddamn, did they fucking implement their legacy here in 2024. Unbelievable. Man. And only fitting that we ended up hitting a fucking number like this, too. Look at that number. I mean, Odin's son. I mean, look at that number, bro. Hopefully we get numbers like this in the future, And again, you got to grind, you got to grind, you got to grind. And, and if you don't quit, eventually, you're going to end up making it and you're going to be successful. And, we haven't hit the pinnacle. I only feel like I'm like 1% into my journey, even over 20,000 subs. But I'll tell you what, to be able to have this right here happen on the same day as the pay-per-view, it's only fitting, man. Awesome. Yeah, we've been waiting for it, Meek Mill. No Diddy. Dreams and nightmares. Man, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm just fucking speechless. Great song by Meek, even though his career is kind of over. And I'm not signing off. I definitely got to watch these highlights, soak this all in. So we'll be online here for a little bit longer. I know a lot of us are still here. We're still watching. Fire from beginning to end. Oh, the number of people in the room. 818. 818. Man. so many emotions are just going through my head right now. It's just, I mean, like when you think of WrestleMania and you think of like the Super Bowl of wrestling, how many years, have we gone to a point where we've been disappointed, right? Where it didn't hit the way that we wanted it to as fans. We're very needy as fans, and we have a lot of, needs that need to be matched. And we're very critical, of matches and how they go and the overall ambiance of the whole pay-per-view. And I can firmly say that this is one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. Now, could some of the matches on day 1 and day 2 have been a little bit better? Of course. But to be able to finish it off the way that they did, it kind of makes you forget about all those other matches that were like 7s and 8s and kind of subpar to our standards. So we hit 818. We're at 815 right now, but we hit 818, and I think we ended up hitting 820 at one particular point. So Shep in the building, what's good, bro? Man, Shep, bro. We had a big number, Shep, 820 people. And we ended up having one of the best main events that I've ever seen in my entire life. And again, I've been watching wrestling since 1985. The Paul Levesque era, Triple H era has only begun. I agree. And you know why? Because he understands what the fans want and what the fans need. It's not about wrestling in Vince's vision. Triple H is trying to do it in the fans' vision. And even though we're not going to agree with every single, outcome that Triple H and Pritchard and Khan and Stephanie and the board are going to come up with, but more times than not, they have exceeded the expectations. Yeah, Logan, obviously that deal with Prime, he's trying to get those followers from Logan to join the WWE universe, just like Taylor Swift and the Chiefs in the NFL. It does come down to likes, subs, views, and money, and followers. Incredible. And obviously they have to wait to be able to queue up, the highlights. Great job by the editing board here in WWE, being able to cue in The Rock and cue in John Cena, queuing in The Undertaker. And hopefully we gained a few subs as well. Wow. Unbelievable. Man, I haven't even taken a bathroom break since the fucking beginning or had a beer or a drink or dinner. Shout out to all 815 people that are in the room. I love you guys and I appreciate you guys. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as people on YouTube. This was an amazing day. And shout out to Walter for being the GOAT, for that big $100 dono to make sure that we weren't at 0 or a low number in the donos. Amazing. Well, fucking A, man. Tomorrow, we got Purdue and UConn in the national championship for the college men's final, or I'll end up doing Mariners versus the Blue Jays. I'll figure out what we're going to end up doing tomorrow. We'll end up doing wrestling pay-per-views once a month for WWE. So for a lot of y'all that aren't familiar with me, I look forward to seeing some of y'all soon, for baseball, basketball, football, hockey, NASCAR, or anything else. And if I don't see you on those streams, hopefully I'll get to see some of y'all on the next wrestling pay-per-view for WWE next month. Shout out to everybody. I love you and I appreciate you. And man, I don't know what to say. Man, it was an amazing night. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I got to go take my pup on a nice 45-minute walk and have some dinner. Shout out to everybody. And Walter, thank you, man, for making this a successful stream with your generous $100 dono which we'll bring up here one last time to let everyone know who's holding it down for the NWSF. I got to scroll up to find it. Let's see, where are you? Is it here? Did we have so many chats? There it is. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. All right, man. Talk about finishing the story. Let's go. Amazing time. And we broke some records with views on the channel too. 820. Unbelievable. And I got one question for you. Who you know talks sports like us? 821. Who you know talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Have a great rest of your weekend. Nice job, Cody, for finishing your story. And I'm out. Okay.